An excerpt from the last surviving audio record of the Council of Nicaea.
The Council thanks Librarian Targetai Yasuge of the White Scars Legion for his testimony.
Surely the Council will find in our favor now, won't they, Lord Magnus?
We shall see, Airman. We shall see.
But between your remix of Plato's allegory of the cave and Yasuge's presentation, what more convincing could our detractors need?
Now then, are there any others who wish to be heard on this gravest of matters?
Bruh. Oh, shit.
The Council now recognizes Chief Librarian Kyle of the White Boys Legion. Kyle, the floor is yours. Speak and be heard by the Emperor of Mankind, beloved by all.
Thanks, Malk. I just want to start by acknowledging that this planet is like indigenous Eldar land. I know we humans have a manifest destiny and stuff, but it's the respectful thing to do.
Oh no.
Anyway, we all heard Mortarian and Weirdmake spit mad hate at me and my psyker bros, calling us witches and necrophiles and shit, but check it. Our powers are totally legit.
We're fucked.
So what we do in my legion is we channel the pure, undiluted vibes of the electric forest of our home world, Muskegon, through the tides of the Great Lake and the stars.
We are really, really, really fucked.
It's pure, like the crystal clear lifeblood of the white claws we hunt on the backs of our longboards back home. It flows into our bods like monster energy, juicing our pump, maxing our gains, and allowing us to punch through walls and shit, for the good of all mankind. Plus, it's completely organic, no warp corruption, and no gluten.
What does that even mean?
Dude, without my psyker-enhanced labradoodle-like reflexes, I straight up don't think I could have made the winning catch at the Imperial Ultimate Frisbee Tournament last year. Shit was crazy. This, I swear on my puka shell necklace. There was an Ultimate Frisbee Tournament last year?
I forgot to sign us up.
Man. Anyway, to make a long story short, psyker lives matter. And I challenge anyone who disagrees with me to put their money where their mouth is and meet my ass on the pickleball court.
Yes, that was very... Thank you, Kyle.
No worries, bruh.
Fuck.
We are completely fucked, aren't we?
I'm afraid so, my son. It seems we are bound to join the ranks of the lost.
And the damned. Hello, one and all, to the 12th episode of the Lost and the Damned podcast. 1 year of being lost and damned to the existence of Warhammer fans. I guess we have to call you a Warhammer fan now, Faden, for sure. You've read 12 Horus Heresy novels in publication order, you freak. But lost you still are, damned I am. Hi, I'm Uncle. And Faden, there you are.
Hi, we are 1 year into this project. We have 4.5 more to go, unless they keep adding more Horus Heresy books, which might be possible.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess if you count the Age of Ruin as Horus Heresy, which is technically post-Horus Heresy, then yes, we will have more books to read forever, perhaps.
Or maybe we'll just choose a good stopping point. Who knows what will happen in 4.5 years? Yeah. Maybe we could well be sick of this. All of Warhammer. Oh, we could be sick of it after reading 64 Warhammer books.
Maybe. I mean, it's possible. Yeah.
It'd be so funny if we just flipped the premise and then I just took you through Gundam.
Oh, wow. That would, that might be a challenge for us, but we're friends, so that is what friends do for each other. We challenge each other on occasion.
Look, I'm just saying if you can read Warhammer, I think you can tolerate Gundam.
I'm sure I could. So Book 12, another Graham McNeilll, probably, so not our favorite author, but one of our favorites to talk about, certainly. How did you like this one?
The best Graham McNeilll book, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what would be a better one out of the ones we've read so far.
Certainly not out of the ones we've read so far. So I think this is actually the first Warhammer novel I ever read. Somehow I chose to start here. Like I had been reading, randomly like issues of White Dwarf that I'd scavenged from different places and random wiki articles for a few years of passing interest in Warhammer. And then I finally came across one of the actual books in audiobook format, pirated to YouTube. And one summer, I listened to it in like a couple days, just all the way through. And I don't know. I fell in love with the concepts. This is a book I definitely had to read several times before I was actually paying attention to everything that was actually happening. But this is a really interesting book. I think it's very well paced for a Graham McNeilll book.
And for a book that is our longest one yet at almost 600 pages.
Yeah, it's a fatty. And honestly...
No, that's Lemuel.
Lemuel.
Whatever.
Lemuel Gauman. Yeah, we have a lot of fun names to pronounce. I can't wait for that. One of my favorite things about Warhammer are the ridiculous sci-fi names. This has the best. Phosis Takar, Aura Magma, Azek Araman, or Azek Araman, as I often hear it pronounced. Kalophis. And gotta be my all-time favorite, Amlodi Skarsensen, and his Stormseer Othir Weirdmake. Excellent names.
I do like Othir Weirdmake. That's a good one.
Amlodi Skarsensen is just all-time favorite for me. Very fun to say. But yeah, I love this book. I've always liked this book. This was one of the books I was most worried about revisiting and hating, because this has always been a fun one for me. I've read this. This is probably like the 7th or 8th time I've read this book.
Oh my God.
I know. How crazy is that? Out of all the other like reading I have to do, and I choose to do, this is a book for some reason I just keep coming back to. Certainly not because I relate to any of the characters at all, and their grandiose, pompous nature, self-assuredness, and esoteric ways that they're sure everyone else they've got to understand. Once they hear my arguments, then we're all going to be copacetic, man. Once they get the arcs, we're good.
Unless you're Araman, which is, I'm just going to kind of cry about it.
Oh, I love The Thousand Suns. I think the reason I actually chose this book to be my first one that I read was that in my passing readings on wiki articles, I had very quickly come to love The Thousand Suns, and their general mystical, magical space Egyptian vibes. I don't know. There's something about it just works.
Classic Grahamism where it's like, the Britishness is so strong here.
Oh,
this is the Egyptology book.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. The court mandated what are they called? The Lemuel, oh my god, I'm blanking.
Remembrancers?
Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Yeah, the court-mandated remembrancers are all just Egyptologists, archaeologists just like ripping artifacts out of the ground.
Yeah, and also the fucking cover is probably the most interesting cover we've had in the series yet.
Yeah, baby. This is a series where you really should judge the books by their covers.
Maybe.
I think for the most part, I think the more interesting books tend to have the more interesting covers, at least out of the ones we've read so far. Maybe not Fulgrim. That's a really bad one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one rules. You got the very space Egyptian sci-fi army. You've got the pyramids in the background. You've got the magic fire in the sky. It's pretty sick, dude.
Magnus going beast mode?
Magnus going beast mode. Oh, yeah. Good-looking book. Big, fat book. If you were to read this in public without the cover exposed, people might be impressed with you.
I literally got called a nerd at the pool reading this book.
Good for whoever said
complimentary, but still, I was
never
one-shotted.
mind. I take my compliment back.
I know, right? I kind of wish they called me nerd derogatory. And I'm like, no, I promise it's for a project.
Yeah.
I just have to say...
Yeah, that's not nerdy at all. Yeah, reading a book for a project is not nerdy at all.
Shut up. I have to say, I don't like the Egyptian aesthetics of the army. I think it looks bad.
Campy? Yeah.
It doesn't look campy in a way I like, though.
Yeah. That's actually almost surprising to me.
Yeah. It just doesn't work for me.
I think a lot of the models don't work in general, too, for the Thousand Sons. As much as I like them and said I was interested in them before I was reading the book, not all of their models aesthetically work very well. I love their Sekhmet Terminators. I don't know if you looked those models up.
Absolutely not.
Those are cool. The Horus Heresy Mechanicum robot models are all fucking sick, too. You get a couple scenes with those in this book. You get more interesting ones in The First Heretic, which we're not reading.
Do you mean Scarab Occult Terminators?
Yeah, that's what I meant. I said Sekhmet, didn't I? Yeah. I meant Scarab. Scarab Occult. Yes, I like the way they look.
I'm looking at it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think they just look like dorks.
I mean, yeah, they definitely do.
Not in the way that the Dark Angels look like dorks. I don't know. Something about it. A Thousand Sons. They don't vibe with me in that sort of way.
Sure. Did you like the book, though? You said this is your favorite Graham McNeilll. Does that mean you like it, though?
I like about 80% of this book, to be quite frank. I really liked a good chunk of it.
Yeah, me too. I think outside of the fun to make fun of Graham McNeilll slime moments, this is a great read that I would recommend to a lot of sci-fi fans.
Yeah, I was able to read this book in a week. Less than.
Me too. Honestly, me too, because I was pretty procrastinating this time around. But I blitzed through this. I guess we should start with what we usually start with, a section summary, and then...
That's not what we start with.
Wait, what?
We start with the one sentence summary.
Okay, that's yes, you're right. I've only been doing this 11 times. I've only done this 11 times. Okay, so bear with me. Yeah.
My one sentence summary for A Thousand Sons. Magnus tries to be his father and instead disappoints him greatly.
Oh wow, that's a story no one can relate to, unfortunately. Oh, it's so good. This is the most melodramatic drama time book we've read yet, I think, in the series.
Yeah. There is literally a chapter in this book that is my favorite chapter of anything we read so far.
Ooh, which should we wait? I guess we should wait.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
I'm so
But
excited to find out.
let's start with Book 1, In the Kingdom of the Blind. The 1,000 Suns linger on the planet Agaru. Is that
Agoru, I believe, but yeah, sure. Why
Agoru?
not?
As I always want to say Mangus, but it's Magnus.
Yeah.
Tries to uncover whatever secrets he can. Magnus is greatly interested in the mountain, a place that eats dead bodies. Now, I'm going to butcher this name. Amelody Skarsenson of the Space Wolves arrives to give Magnus orders from Lehman Russ. Magnus has his best boy, Armin, teach one of the remembrancers, McNeilll, to harness his aura reading powers. The other two remembrancers, Callista and Camille, also are trained by the 1,000 Suns. Eldar Titans guarding the mountain awaken but are stopped by Magnus and his legion. The leader of the Agaru sacrifices himself in order to placate the demons of the mountain, but this only makes things worse. Magnus is consumed by a black vortex where he confronts the demon snake, Chirozon, and kills him by snapping the snake's neck. Magnus also discovers a chaos tunnel, parentheses, I'm pretty sure it's a webway, while in the warp.
Yes.
This excites Magnus as he knows the Emperor will be very happy about this news.
That's a great summary. Magnus is out playing archaeologist, digging in the dirt when he's supposed to be fighting a war. And a pretty badass scene. We see Amlodi Skarsenson roll up with his boys in a very brusque and in-your-face manner and show no fear in the face of probably one of the most terrifying Primarchs in the galaxy. A giant red-skinned, red-maned cyclops of a man with tusks leering out of his tits and out of the back of his armor, horns tearing out of his skin is what it looks like in the armor design. Just this terrifying magical man, and they roll up with no fear and say, "Hey, you're late for your job, bro. You gotta go." Honestly, I think it really sets the scene for what the Space Wolves are like in 30K. We've only really seen one so far in the series. The what's his tits in Battle for the Abyss. The dude who has
also in the Tales of Heresy.
Oh yes, the Tales of Heresy. Yes.
What's his name? We do see a guy. We see
the 13th Company. Yeah.
Yes.
The old boys club,
right, as they fight against the Eldar pirate raiders or whatever.
The Dark Eldar, yes, and then turn on their compatriots when they find out they don't want to join the Imperium. So yeah, we've seen those scenes. This one really though is the one that kind of gives us a solid taste of how fucking hardcore and brutal they are. I mean, you get a little bit of that in the short story at the end, but these motherfuckers just there is no middle ground with a Space Wolf. There's right and wrong, there's black and there's white, and you join us or you fucking die. And how could you possibly give half a shit about a book when you could go murder something? Fuck books.
Also, they play as a good dark mirror reflection of the 1,000 Suns, where they're essentially the same type of legion.
Yeah, almost exactly the same, really. In a lot of ways, and equally mystical, really.
They're as mystical as the 1,000 Suns,
for sure. But because their magic is so firmly rooted in their certainty of its grounding in specifically the energies of their planet, man, that they have this seeming protection from warp corruption that few other psychers have. Space Wolves, when they roll up on the scene, specifically Othir Weirdmake, the psyker that's with this pack of Space Wolves.
I'm sorry, you mean Rune Priest? He's not a psyker?
Yes. Rune Priest. Completely different. Not the same. He is just totally unfazed by the tempting powers that are leaking out of, as you correctly estimated, the Webway portal found on Agoru. Weirdmake not touched by it. Magnus constantly warning his sons, don't fucking touch this shit, dude. Bad juju. And all his boys want is to suck deep on that angry dark magic and blow shit up with their minds, because it's really cool and really fun.
Well, Magnus is basically like, boys, don't touch this. Now watch this. Inserts fork into the electrical plug.
Yes. And which, honestly, itself a beautiful reflection of his relationship with his dad. His dad,
it's exactly what his dad does.
Yeah, the Emperor constantly saying, don't do this shit, don't worship nobody, don't do space magic, psychic shit. Anyway, I communicate to all astropaths simultaneously, psychically, from everywhere in the galaxy, and it's only through my guiding light generated by the Astronomicon that you can even travel through space. Also, I can transport my mind across space and time through the warp single-handedly as a projection where I want to go, and I showed my son how to do all of this and how to cast spells and shoot magic out of his fingertips. Also, just don't do it, dude. All this cool shit that's really fun and makes you feel really good. Something I like that's emphasized in this book is using your powers feels good. Like, it's difficult and physically draining, but the feeling of intoxication you get from the use of warp power is addictive. And
well, it also helps that you have a little buddy that encourages it too.
Tutelaries, yes. What did you think of the Tutelaries when they first are shown in this book? They're called Tutelary
the Golden
Spirits.
Compass.
Yeah, they all got their daemons. Yes.
Yeah, they all got their daemons. It's literally just, this is your inner soul, which in this case means this is a thing inside of you that's going to fuck you up one day.
There are a few like YA novel tropes in this book. Like the band of buddies who have to fight together against the corrupt power that they're working within, that they always idolized, with our remembrancers. And then also with the different magic boys in the Thousand Suns get sorted into their own little temples with their own magic specialties.
Yeah, they got their cults.
Are you a fire magic boy, or are you a telekinesis magic boy, or do you see the future, or read minds, or warp your own physiology to harness the electrical capabilities of your nervous system and morph your facial features to make yourself prettier? All these
the shield
cults. You're the what cult?
The shield cult, the one that make the Klein shields.
Yes. Telekinesis makes the Kine shield. Telekine.
Oh my god.
They're telekines, so they use Kine shields and Kine powers.
I could not piece together that's what Kine meant, was telekinesis. Fuck off.
What are the cult names? Let me open this back up again.
I want to shout out a Space Wolf aspect for Scarson.
Yeah.
Specifically because we're talking about how cool Magnus's armor is with all the spikes and stuff and gold and whatnot. Scarab beetles, I assume, are on there too, because scarab beetles are everywhere on these guys' fucking outfits. So this is a description of Scarson. Instead of a helmet, Scarson wore a tight-fitting leather mask fashioned in the form of some hideous amalgam of wolf and demon, lacquered and pierced with fragments of stone. His eyes shone through the mask, cold flint to match the gray of his armor, and a black-bladed axe with an edge like napped obsidian, whatever that means. I actually don't know what that means. I should look that up.
It's a way to carve stone.
Ah, okay. And a black-bladed axe with an edge like napped obsidian was sheathed across his back. I love the mask description. It's really cool.
Yeah, all of the Space Wolves in 30K, pretty much from here on out, will be, if they're not wearing helmets, they're almost always wearing these leather masks. And each of them has a slightly different mask that they hand make themselves. Pretty cool.
Also, to give kind of a taste what the 1,000 Suns are like, I have this wonderful orders from Armin. Sekhmet, align your humors, ordered Armin, using his mastery of the enumerations to alter his body's internal alchemy. Temper the caloric with the phlegmatic, and bring the sanguine to the fore. Just straight up humor shit.
Yes. Yes. They speak in these ancient mystical terms that were outdated by the 17th century, late 17th century, you know. And it's amazing. You see so many like roundabout things referenced in this book in that way, like ancient mystical terms or medical terms that are completely outdated now have come back into the zeitgeist. And it's interesting, like Magnus frequently references throughout this book like how this thing we're looking at is a cultural, reflection of something from thousands of years ago. Always, the few hundred years of history that young British and American students learn in history class. Those are all the things Magnus will ever reference. But we are constantly going back to this ancient knowledge of old Earth. That's completely outdated nonsense these days, but this is very real to space magic in the year 30 whatever thousand. The humors are up in this. The tutelary spirits are also something from like 1600s European magic, specifically like angelic magic, like what John Dee was doing. Enochian language magic. You're invoking spirits, guiding spirits of angels to help you learn the true root magic of God. I love all that shit in this space sci-fi world. It's a great weird blend. So you said you would be a telekine, so that would put you in the the Raptora. Most of the cults,
right?
Yeah, most of the cults are named after birds. So you'd be a raptor if you're a telekine, like Phocis Takar or Faeltoron. You would be an Athenaean if you are a mind reader, like Balak Uthazar. If you are a Pavoni, which means peacock, you are Hathor Mott. Yeah, they can shapeshift a little bit, and they can harness the electrical power of their nervous systems to shoot lightning. The Pyre.
That seems like a catch-all for, I don't know, they can do kind of something.
Yeah, they could do, body magic. The Pyre, Calophis and Aura Magma do fire, go figure. The Corvidae, the ravens, can see the future, and I think those are the major cults. And another interesting thing about the Thousand Suns, they're broken up only into 9 companies of like roughly 1,000 guys each. I think this is like the smallest legion, or among the smallest legions by number. Only 9 groupings of 1,000 dudes, and roughly 1,000 dudes each. And they are each a mix of the different cults. So you have a fellowship, which is your basically your company, your military grouping. And then within that, there's a mix of different cults. So you get all these different magics that balance each other.
And they do cross-training with other legions.
Yeah, that's another cool thing. Yeah, they do like study abroad programs as a part of their training, which I love. That's a really interesting note. Especially, it seems like the attitudes of the cult captains are in some ways matched by the legions they get seconded to. So Phocis Takar, who's pretty big and brash in his personality, they're all pretty elitist, but he's very like that. He was seconded to the Sons of Horus, which were at the time Luna Wolves. Uthazar is this. I love it. He's like the sweet, sensitive one out of all of them, I guess.
And he gets the word bearers.
And no. Uthazar was stuck with the space wolves.
Oh, that's right. Who gets the word bearers?
Ahriman, who's like the most, most intellectually superior of all of them. The first captain of the Thousand Sons, and he gets stuck with the preachers.
He liked Erebus, but not Corferon.
Right.
Which is wild.
Well, Corferon's like you'll see more of him. He's the really bloody-minded warmonger dude who's just brutal and in your face. And Erebus is more of a thinker, and he seems to have related to that.
Well, it's just wild that, Armin has great taste.
Yeah.
It is really funny they named a motherfucker Erebus, which is just Greek for chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
every time it gets me.
Very Warhammer.
And it's the Chaos Marine, like the one, basically.
The guy. Yeah, he's the guy.
I do like that Armin's like, yeah, Corferon would use the word cleanse a lot. Didn't like that.
Too religious in its connotations. We're enlighteners. Yeah. And that's so I think this is why I love the Thousand Sons is they really I think see the vision of the Great Crusade, what the Great Crusade could be as a utopian ideal. Like the Space Wolves really embody that. No, we're warriors. We're here to murder people. That's our job. That's what we do. That's all we care about. That's all we think about. The Thousand Sons are always thinking like, what? Okay, but what's the point of this? What is the point of uniting humanity? It's to expand our knowledge. It's to improve the quality of life of the average human being. When we get to Prospero, their home planet, it's literally a communal paradise. It is a utopian paradise.
Magnus also says, like, his entire ideal, what he wants, especially when he starts asking Armin to train the rememberancers, kind of just like his whole ethos is the right to explore this brilliant, dazzling galaxy and all its wonders with their eyes open to its glory, said Magnus. What is a life lived in the shadows, a life where all the shining wonders of the world are half-glimpsed phantasms? He's also coming out hard against Plato's Cave, of course.
Yes.
They reference that a few times.
Yeah, and he completely flips the ending.
Yup.
Yeah, I love that part. As though as an argument to his dad, as though his dad doesn't know the real story.
Right?
It's so fucking dumb. I think the Thousand Sons are psychic Starfleet. Genocidal psychic Starfleet, but they're the most
Starfleet.
Yeah, they're the most utopian of the legions, except arguably maybe the Alpha Legion, but the Alpha Legions are real. They're realists. These guys really see what could be, what they imagine should be. They understand that humanity is increasingly becoming a psychic species, and they want to be the guiding shepherds into that great awakening. At least Magnus does, and he's trying to get Armin to see that. And they have a golden opportunity with the remembrancers because, as we learned pretty early on, the Thousand Sons specifically selected their remembrancers based on their psychic aptitude. It's all part of the plan, baby. So our
McNeilll is an aura reader.
Yeah, McNeilll Galman is an aura reader. He's a fat man, and this is referenced many times.
Oh my god, there's so many old-fashioned fat jokes in this fucking book. And the end of the book being, well, I'm no longer fat, so it's all cool now because now I'm hot.
Yeah,
drove me insane.
That was a wild move, I think. Especially because it's like he's cool with it. Like half the fat jokes come from him. Most of the fat jokes come from him. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of chubby. Yeah, whatever. What are you gonna do? But no, he's got to lose the weight by the end.
He's got to lose the weight by the end to be a hero.
This is a Graham McNeilll book, people. Yeah. We got him. We've got Camille and Camille Shivani, who is an architectural archaeohistorian.
Yeah,
And
she knows what is the psychic term for when you touch an object and know its history?
Psychotouch hysteria.
Yeah, that exactly.
Yeah, for sure. They name it in the book at some point, but
well,
whatever.
that and it's a thing. I think it's like a thing.
No, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. Everything in this book, fun fact, every single mystical treatise or book referenced in this book is a real magical book, even the ones that sound made up and silly. They're all real books of magic from the real world, except for the books of Hazan, the 7 cryptical books of Hazan, which is something referenced in Lovecraft, but to my knowledge, nobody's actually written them yet.
Psychometry.
But
Psychometry. That's the thing. Sorry,
I'm just touch magic.
That's the touch magic. Sorry, I was stuck on that.
Yeah,
it was bothering
And then
me.
Callista Eris, the hottest, most beautiful woman in the history of all beautiful women, apparently, who everyone looks at and goes, "Damn,
damn."
And Lemuel multiple times is like, "Wow, she's so hot, and I wish she loved me, but it's okay. I'm an old fat man. I know she won't love me. I just really like her, but damn, what if though?" She's a historiographer, and she gets struck by she's hysterical, basically. She's a hysterical woman, and she has these fits. But no, she has the thing where you have to write down insane screeds of prophecy.
Yeah, she has the possessed,
and it hurts.
Yep.
Yeah, possessed by the truth. And it fucking hurts, bro. She doesn't like it, so she tries to knock herself out with drugs every time she feels one of them seizures coming on.
I have a fundamental question about this series in general.
Go for it.
Why do humans always come in threes in these stories?
Everything's supposed to come in threes. That's just basic storytelling. Everybody knows that.
If Magnus was here, he'd be like, 3's a sacred number. If you times 3 by 3 itself, that makes 9. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, which is 3 squared. Yeah.
Right. Crazy.
Wait, no, it's not. 3 squared is 27. But
what?
Yeah, it's just threes are good.
Oh yeah, 3 squared is 27. No.
Yeah.
3 squared is 9.
No,
3
3
by
times
3.
3 is 9. Times 3 is 27.
That's 3 cubed, my guy.
I meant to say 3 cubed.
Okay.
Shut up. Let's just erase this part of the podcast.
It's in.
No, nope. None of that happened.
Okay, none of that happened. You're right.
I'm a book reader. I'm not a numbers guy. Completely different parts of the brain.
You are an English teacher, not a math teacher.
I don't teach numbers. Anyway. A quick word on Ahriman's library, which we get to visit early in the book. A battered copy of the Akkadian literary forms sits alongside a translated copy of the Voynich manuscript. Have you looked that up?
Dumb.
No, the Voynich manuscript rules.
No, the fact that it's a translated copy is stupid.
What really funny? Yep. Because the Voynich manuscript, listeners, if you don't know, which you're a freak if you do, is
I have a copy
book.
in my special collections.
Do you really? That's cool.
Yeah.
It's a book that is these days assumed to be a completely made up gibberish book, either for fun by some Renaissance man, or perhaps as a guide on how to write books about languages, but it's written in a non-existent language. And then very similar, the Codex Seraphinianus. Anyway, if you haven't seen that, also fucking cool book. Made it. I think it was written in the 80s. As it was basically it's a work of art constructed as like an encyclopedia of knowledge from an alternate universe is what it reads like. But
also
it was
have this too.
A book explicitly made to recreate the feeling of illiteracy in a person who can read. So it's supposed to make you feel like when you were a kid looking through a big encyclopedia but couldn't read yet.
I remember sending you a picture of the two people like making love and turning into a weird alligator creature.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Because that picture always makes me go, this is a new meaning with the beast of two backs. It's amazing.
All really interesting works. And what I love about this is that the Thousand Sons pride themselves on being the most knowledgeable beings in the galaxy. Outside of the Emperor and their Primarch, they're as smart as it gets, boy. And they has
fake books.
Fake books. They have fake magic books right alongside their real magic books. The Books of Hazan is what really gets me, because that means they either have like just made up books, like that somebody made, to play a prank on somebody. Like these are either like completely unrelated to anything we know, or this is like fan fiction of Lovecraft that they have. It's like Lovecraft Silmarillion, basically. That's what the Books of Hazan are. So love it, hilarious, amazing. A great touch. Good job, Graham. I think that's funny. Good job.
Yeah, it works. I just, I don't know. The translated copies of the untranslatable works just makes me roll my eyes mildly.
Well, yeah, I think it should, because that's funny, and it's just a perfect, very blunt highlight of the Thousand Sons hubris. That really is the defining feature of this Legion, is they really, really do believe that they know better than literally everyone. And at one point somebody says that word for word. We do know it. We do know better than everyone else. And they don't. We'll see how they fuck it up later.
Oh yeah. Some early stuff that we learn, Magnus was fully aware as he was developing in the fake womb.
That's a cool sci-fi concept.
I love that. That's so good.
Yeah, a being that has been aware of its existence since its conception, and not just aware of itself, but in communication with its creator while it is being created. That's fascinating. And truly, everybody says, Horus is the Emperor's favorite. They are the closest. They've been together. They spent the first 30 years of the crusade together, and that's why they're so close. But Magnus has known the Emperor for hundreds of years. So, and known him in a way none of the other Primarchs have known him. There are other psychic Primarchs, Leman Russ included, as we find out in this book.
No, he's just wolf magic. Or sorry, not wolf magic. He's just doing storm stuff. That's fine. It's different.
Yeah, it's different. He's just a really good yeller.
He just screams so good.
He screams
so good when you hit it in the back.
But I mean, Magnus has access to cosmic knowledge. He has seen the depths of the warp and multiple planets through his psychic communion and traveling with his father before he was even born.
He was
really
going on ghost
character.
adventures with his daddy.
Which is interesting, because I think if anything is going to justify their insane hubris in a semi-realistic way, that does it. Yeah. I mean, this guy has literally seen more than any other human in existence besides the Emperor. Of course he thinks he knows better than everybody else.
Why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he?
He was told he was the best.
Yeah.
I like that he's called the Crimson King. I love In the Court of the Crimson King. What an amazing song.
That's 21st Century Schizoid Man. But that's the first song that always comes in that whenever I hear, I cannot, somebody says Crimson King. In the Court of the Crimson King. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, fucking great.
King Crimson, love it. Good job. Good job.
I'm gonna read this passage about Magnus growing up. To be conscious of your body growing around you, to have awareness of your brain taking shape as architecture instead of organism, and to have discourse with your creator, even as your existence moved from conceptual possibility to tangible reality, had proved too complex to explain to those who had not experienced such a uniquely hastened evolution. Great.
Yeah. Listen, man, it's too...
Good shit.
You wouldn't get it, man. You were not a consciousness formed as it knew itself, so it's too complicated to explain.
Reading this book makes me feel like, obviously this isn't true. This isn't true at all. But the feeling I get was Graham didn't really care about all the other stuff until this book.
Honestly, it does kind of feel that way.
Maybe Fulgrim. Yeah,
there are moments of that in Fulgrim. And so, interesting note there, I've seen a couple interviews with Graham McNeilll where he talks about each of those books. And Fulgrim was a book he was, from the get-go, he claimed that. Like, he always wanted to write Fulgrim.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It really does. This is a book. So originally, what I learned in one interview I saw, was that he was not interested in the Thousand Sons. And he was. I think Abnett was actually planning on writing this one. But then in his conversation with Abnett, where they were talking about the series as a whole, he ended up in the conversation getting so excited about the potential. Like, he really likes obviously talking about old, like, mystical, magical stuff.
Yeah.
And he really got hyped about the potential for the exploring the background of this legion. Because, honestly, before the Horus Heresy, they were just space Egyptian psychic guys. Not too much to be said about them outside of the, the art book that came out once upon a time. This really fleshed out the background, and apparently he just got super stoked about the potential, and in the course of that conversation, negotiated with Dan and got ownership of this one. And I think the companion piece to this book, Prospero Burns, which is from the perspective of the Space Wolves.
Spoiler, Jesus.
That's Dan Abnett. Yeah, shut up. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
and apparently Dan Abnett had never really been interested in Space Wolves, and then same deal. He was like, you know what? Maybe I will write that one.
God, they both pilled each other.
Yeah.
We haven't talked too much about it. So there's this mountain thing.
Larger than Olympus
bodies.
Mons.
Yeah, which
it's
if you'll recall,
geometrically
is the
perfect in all ways.
Place. Yeah, it's the biggest place on Mars, Olympus Mons, right?
Olympus Mons is the highest mountain in our solar system. So this is bigger than that, geometrically perfect, and obvious to anyone who's looked at it that it could not possibly have been made by natural causes. It must have been shaped by a creator. Love that. This most knowledgeable and intelligent and in many ways secular of legions is very obviously pointing out that this giant holy mountain on this planet was created by a power they cannot even conceive of. Love it.
Classic Eldar, though, right? Because that's usually what happens is Eldar technology means I don't fucking understand this.
Unfathomable.
But they do understand one thing. Everyone knows what a Titan is looking at it.
Yes. Even these tall, slender, alien oblong things that look almost organic in their design. It definitely Titans. But they're dead. They're inert. They're not dangerous. I bet I could punch this.
I did look up what these Titans look like. And it's really funny to think that these things look strange and unhuman. I'm sorry, they don't. They just look...
right. Like they look very human, like stylistically humanoid.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean very human. Like it's the limbs are a little long and the head's a little tubular, and I mean otherwise, yeah.
It's just a Titan.
An interesting note there. The first time I ever saw Eldar models, I was like, well, this is the weirdest group of humans I've ever seen. Like, who are these guys? So they're just fancier humans. Okay. And it was actually, I think, this was just me browsing White Dwarf magazines. I had just assumed for a long time they were just a different faction of humans before I actually started doing any Warhammer reading. Yeah, because they just look like people. Yeah.
I like this first bit of combat.
They get sticky, though. Yeah, they get icky and sticky.
Yeah, all the black yucky ooze. It's oozing time.
Yeah.
I like it when the Astartes get routed, which sick. I love seeing Astartes like lose ground and lose battles. And then Magnus just punches them with fire punches. Just becomes a superhero.
Yeah, and he like the most pompous motherfucker on the battlefield, just striding right up, chucking fireballs out. He's just casting fireball.
Yeah. Fireball punch.
Yeah. Pretty effective, but like a dumbass spends all of his mana on one attack and gets dropped to one knee. And if not for the near-suicidal sacrifice of one of his sons, would have been wiped off the face of the planet. Like,
this is a DBZ-ass moment. Just,
oh yeah,
no, it's
for real.
Goku's dead. And then we just see, fuck, his son saved him.
Yeah, this is like a crazy volcanic las beam right to the face. But his son's Kain shield saves him. And then his sons just collectively completely ignore his orders and use the shit out of their powers to magic these two titans to death.
They go magic mode.
Yeah, they use force lightning and they throw fireballs and
some guys, I guess, read the future to say, go left, go right.
Yeah.
That's my favorite bit is...
shoot now, reload. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
it's a bit
we'll get
goofy.
to a more interesting use of all of their powers in the next section. But yeah, this is just a straight-up firefight with actual fire at first. The Space Wolves immediately get to cover, like seemingly before any of the Thousand Suns. They're the first ones to do anything sensible.
Well, and also the Thousand Suns think Magnus is dead for a moment, and they all just like start wailing and crying, like legit crying, and like Armin's like, "Oh my god, this is the worst day of my life. I'm gonna break."
But nope, he's alive. It's okay. It's okay. And then in the end, the Pavoni Hathor Mott saves his buddy Phosis Takar's almost dead life from his super powerful Kain shield he had to hold up. But they get him. They bust the bots, the demon possessed robots, and then a thing I think we have to mention here. Oh no! Why are these robots being possessed by demons? Why do we now need to march beneath the mountain and go to the Forbidden Pit and stop this? Magnus specifically says, "This is my bad. I did this. I broke the seals. I was exploring beneath the mountain, and oopsie. But don't worry, boys, because as you pointed out in your early description, we have found a webway portal, and this is going to change everything. If you zoom through the webway, you can just teleport from here to there, and you don't need to use the warp, which is the single most dangerous thing about the Imperium's existence. So yeah, it's all going to be worth it. Don't worry, guys. The means, the ends justify the means.
And also, I snapped the snake's head. The demon's dead. Don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I've done this before. Don't worry about what I mean by that. Don't worry about how concerned I look every time we think about the time I saved you guys and lost my eyeball. Don't worry about it. Where's my eye? Don't worry about it.
Very importantly, we also learned that Magnus says that the Emperor has bargained with demons. I kill demons. Like kind of an evolution of what the Emperor does. Like, I will take what the Emperor does and do it better, actually.
And he's, again, telling everyone these are real things that actually exist, despite the fact that the Imperium basically exists to erase the belief in gods and demons and spirits. He's like, no, these are real, and the Emperor has dealt with them. Not destroyed them, not dominated them, not eliminated them, dealt with them. And what that exactly means, we'll get more and more hints of throughout the series. And it becomes pretty clear by the end, more or less, what the Emperor has done. And it does tend to pretty explanatory revelation for why everything in the Horus Heresy is happening the way it is. But yes, apparently the Emperor has dealt with demons, and
I mean, I did know this because I read The Art of the Demon Deal by the Emperor of All Mankind.
Oh, yes. Haha. Very good. Very topical.
We love being topical here.
We love it. Don't we love it, folks?
We love it so much.
Yeah, like the world being on fire and just a horrible plague of smoke all around us.
On top of regular plague, on top of
regular
war in Iran.
Diarrhea plague. Yeah.
Oh, I was just thinking, COVID.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess we also have
I'm talking topical,
diarrhea
baby. Diarrhea plague is now.
Right. COVID is not now. I forgot. COVID is
smoke
gone.
and fire is now. Yeah, there is no such thing as COVID. What are you talking about?
Losing my mind.
Yeah. So anyway, this pit in the ground full of sneaky black yucky tentacled thingies, iridescent tentacles. Where have we seen that before?
Fight.
Another tentacle fight. Magnus just gets sucked down. For the second time, his boys are pretty sure he's dead.
Yep.
He gets just sucked right down into the pit.
Well, and it actually instills real fear into them. This book, we've progressed past this point from like the original 4 books, but this book really does hit. Astartes actually gets scared really easily.
Oh yes. The other books continue to play with that concept. Like, is this literal lack of fear or is it suppression of fear?
It's just
different authors have
unambiguous.
In this book, it's unambiguously suppression. In the others, it's not so clear. Different authors disagree. But anyway, yes, I like this better. It's very clear that they're just
because
pushing
it's
it down.
only good if it's not actually real.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely, I completely agree. I think the more interesting authors have it where there are legionaries who believe they're incapable of fear, and then they realize, wait a minute, that's not true. They're really afraid. Twice now that their Primarch is dead. Certainly not foreshadowing at all. As we continue on, we're going to see more and more hints of their fear of the flesh change. Something genuinely horrifying.
I would simply deal with it.
Yeah, I would just suck it up.
I would
really.
just suck it up.
Yeah.
Should we move on to book 2?
I think we're ready.
Mutius Mutandis. No, that's not right. Is that right?
I'm not looking at it. Hang on.
Mutatus Mutandis.
Mutatus. Hang on.
Book 2,
What
Mutatus Mutandis.
Yeah.
What? No, that can't be right. Hold on. How the fuck?
What? Hang on. What chapter does it begin in? Because I can zoom to it real quick.
Chapter 11.
Okay, I'm almost there. I think you're probably overthinking this.
I think I'm probably overthinking this too, as always.
Yeah. Almost there.
Book 2. Mutatus
Mutandis.
Oh, okay.
Mutatus Mutandis.
I did say it right at some point. Mutatus Mutandis.
Yeah. What does that even mean? We should probably look that up.
Nah. No, you're right. We should.
It's apparently a famous Latin phrase that means with the necessary changes having been made.
All right, let's see if that makes sense for this summary.
Yeah.
The Thousand Suns join up with the Space Wolves and the Word Bearers in the Arc Reach cluster. Nobody likes each other as they all have different ideas on how to prosecute the war. The Thousand Suns want to protect the library to prevent all knowledge being lost. However, the Space Wolves arrive to destroy it, resulting in a confrontation between the two legions. Russ kills a Thousand Sun whose body mutates into a horrible creature of the warp. Lorgar arrives to prevent Russ and Mangus coming to blows. The Emperor sends word that a celebration will be had at Eleanor. The military parades for the Emperor for his big announcement. Mortarion taunts Magnus, accusing him and his legion of being warlocks, sorcerers, witches, what have you. Magnus tells the Emperor that he found a cool discovery, and the Emperor already knows this. This leads Magnus to assume he knows his dad's secret project. Afterwards, the Legion resupplies, and McNeilll is told the story of how Magnus mastered every single magical discipline on Prospero and the foundation of the Legion's cults. The Legion is invited to a gathering on the planet of Nicaea. It is revealed that this is actually a trial of Magnus by his brothers and the Emperor. Ultimately, Magnus loses, and the Emperor decrees that no Legion shall dabble with powers of the warp. No more librarians for you. At the same time, Magnus is beset by a vision of Horus destroying the galaxy. Armand gets a glimpse of the past by touching Magnus and sees Magnus made a deal with some being to save the Legion. Like any good parent with trauma, Magnus tells Armand to never bring up the subject again.
Forget about this. Yes.
We will never talk about this, ever.
Yeah. And I love that it only comes out because he is overwhelmed with emotion and he just dumps this on his son psychically.
It's so good.
So good, yes.
So they clean guns with magic in the opening of this chapter.
Yeah, I love that flavor. I like Phosis Takar psychically holding it like in each of its component pieces, like it's a diagram in midair,
like it's a lightsaber.
Like it's yes.
That's all I can think of because my brain's poison is like, yes, a Jedi and their lightsaber.
I like Hathor Mott psychically rendering the grime and oils and like carbonation within his gun. He is destroying them or breaking them down on a molecular level and just like removing them atom by atom. And good old Ahriman is just doing it the old-fashioned way because it's good for you. He keeps telling his boys, y'all need to use your magic less. Someday, we're not going to get to use this magic, and you're
a theme
being
may
careless.
Be appearing that maybe we shouldn't use the magic, and maybe those who rely on magic are like actually putting themselves in even greater danger. And not even in greater danger of trouble with magic, but in greater danger of losing the ability to be effective without magic. Let's see if that theme plays out.
Yeah, when you use shortcuts, you forget how to do it the right way.
Cough, cough, AI, cough, cough.
Yeah, geez Louise. And I love Phosis Takar's response, which is like, he's like, well, you're gonna forget how to do it the right way if you don't do it the right way. If you keep using your powers, the Phosis is like, how do you think I'd do it like this if I didn't know how to do it right? Shut up, Mom.
I like how you made Armin sound like a fucking parrot.
Yep.
Do it the right way.
do it the right way. He's more of a crow.
That's so
do it the right way. There you go.
Oh, Graham. Thank God for Graham. We get a Grahamism in this. Where he busts out the noble savage trope to describe what's his name, the rune priest.
He appears as a noble savage. Yeah.
Boo! I shouted from the audience.
What did you think about the Shrike way of war?
I don't care. I don't care.
They're like riding pterodactyls or something. No, they're like furry birds with raptor talons on their wings. I cannot picture these things in my head. They do not make any fucking sense.
Yeah, they don't make any sense. I thought if you were like a bird-like creature, human, they actually just kill you instead of subjugating you. Very confused on that.
Nothing makes sense about these things. They have like a pilot who rides them and a gunner on the back who has like it sounds like a fucking musket or some shit. Like really basic ballistic weapons. Or no, they're firing like fire rounds. It says
I won't lie.
Energy
I was
rounds.
really checked out for these battle scenes on this
So
planet. They were
this
really
is just
bad.
me trying to fucking understand how this all works, because like they're diving from the sky and they're so fast that even these space marines can't get a good shot at them, or have, unless you're psychic, it's almost impossible to predict where they're going to come down and get you. Somehow the beaks are both razor sharp and can shear armor, but also are used as impaling weapons. And also sometimes the birds are swooping and attacking. Sometimes they're just flapping in front of you and swinging at you with their claws. Anyway, none of this makes sense. The theater of Graham's mind is a nonsense place during combat. Sorry, it bothers me more than it should.
I think you're right, because I truly had a hard time following what was happening with the bird people.
And I have read this book 8 fucking times. Like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
This is the Grand Graham battle issue, where when we get to the grand battles of Graham, I just go, I don't know, man, maybe, sure,
yeah.
The remembrancers come to this battle. That's fun.
Yes, and they're freaking out the whole time. Awesome. Lemuel just puking when he sees shit blowing up and people getting just absolutely psychically nuked. Now, I hinted earlier, like, some of my favorite psychic uses of powers happen in this section. That's when they're flying in on the Capitol. And all the Thousand Sun assault ships are in perfect formation, and there's a perfect blend of each cult on each ship, so that like each ship has like a psychic force field, and they are they're communicating with each other instantaneously through the power of the Athenaeans, and they can see the future with the power of the Corvidae, so that they can jink out of the way at the last second when RPGs are flying in, and they can fly in perfect formation. And then the Pyre are burning out any kind of projectile that might hit them or get close enough to doing damage to their whirlybirds.
Every time you say whirlybirds, I just think of Logan Roy saying, "Fly the fucking whirlybird." Camille actually likes this, though. Camille does love the Russia battle. That part I do like, where she's getting
it's like a
really
roller
high
coaster.
on it. Yeah, it's like a roller coaster.
Yeah, woo! Lemuel's freaking out though. He don't like it.
No, yeah. I have a question.
It's too icky.
I have a question that I realized during this segment of their Stormhawks.
Yes, sure.
What's the difference between a storm and a thunderhawk?
So storm birds.
Storm birds. Okay.
Yeah. Storm birds and thunderhawks. Storm birds are the super heavy transports.
Okay.
They carry a lot more guys. They have a lot more guns. Thunderhawks are the more common transport in 40K. So they're like the newer, streamlined version. In 30K. So during the Horus Heresy, like, these are the new ones. They're smaller, they're stripped down, they're faster. But these are like the big heavy duty gunships in 40K. Basically, it's the Thunderhawk is the one with a big fuck ass artillery cannon strapped on top of a jet transport. And then the Stormbirds have just guns on the sides. And everywhere.
If your gun's on the side, you might be birding your way over. If it's on top, hawk it down. I'm sorry, I got nothing. This makes as much sense as car models to me, I won't lie, which makes no sense at all to me.
Sure.
And I'm actively trying to learn.
Yep, so they're all flying in. They're really good at flying in, not getting shot, man. And now the more interesting section, besides that, couple of pages, I think is definitely the confrontation between the Thousand Suns and the Space Wolves. That standoff on the bridge, where they're trying to get in to burn the library, and we're not gonna let them because we want to read these books. And the argument for the Space Wolves really is, why do you give a fuck what these backwards dumbass motherfuckers had to say? They chose not to join us. How could they possibly have any good ideas if they won't join us when we threaten to murder them if they don't?
What could I learn from my enemy? You fool. You utter idiot. I fucking hate you.
You fucking dumbass. And
I'm going to psychically scream now.
Lehman Russ shoots out a psychic scream that renders half the Athenians fucking catatonic, apparently. Drooling idiots is what one of the captains says. And we get this confrontation where they do like a shield charge. They're not attacking with their weapons, but they are trying to like shield bash their way through the Thousand Suns to burn this giant library. And the Thousand Suns pain magic them into paralysis. And it's pretty brutal. Like their bodies turn against them. Their nervous systems seize up. They can't breathe. Their hearts can't beat.
Killing them. They're killing them.
They're killing them in the most torturous way possible. And the Thousand Suns are loving doing it. They're enjoying it. They're savoring the pain.
Sicko mode.
Really fucked up. And they straight up kill the actual wolves that are with the Space Wolves. We haven't mentioned that yet. Although,
what do you mean,
as
wolves?
we hear in that's right. There are no wolves on Fenris.
There are no wolves on Fenris.
Yes, because everything, as we learned in the first section, everything on Fenris, every living thing is genetically modified by the original creators who came and colonized that planet. So, homeworld of the Space Wolves, every living thing, including the people, are already heavily genetically modified so that they can survive on that absolute hell world. Including these wolves from space, whose bodies can regulate to any temperature, whose fur is as hard as steel, and whose jaws can chew through ceramite. Big, giant, horse-sized wolves that accompany the Space Wolf legionaries. They get killed. And that's Lehman Russ's. After this whole confrontation goes down, Lehman Russ is like, blood of Fenris has been spilled, and the only people that have died are wolves. He's like, there's going to be a reckoning for this. You killed my dogs.
I have a question. The wolves are people, right?
That's what I think is strongly implied by this book.
The wolves are people transformed. Like, they're werewolves. They got the wolfen in them.
Basically werewolves. Now, a wolfen is a different thing than a thunder wolf, which is that's the name of the species of wolves that we see with the Space Wolves.
Okay.
Wolfen are actual space marine werewolves. And we do see those in this book. At the very end, actual wolfen are unleashed.
Right.
Okay,
so that
these
is
are
different than
thunder
the
wolves, which are nevertheless somewhat implied in this book to be genetically modified humans who became wolf in form. So humans who chose to modify themselves, furries, basically.
Lehman
Future
Russ,
furries.
You killed my furry division. You must die.
Yes. Yeah. Almost literally what happens.
Well, it also doesn't help that, Hastur, poor old Hastur here. Hastar?
Sure.
Not Hathor, who I was confusing with the entire time of the book.
That's the captain, yeah.
Right. Hathor is different than Hastur.
This is just like some sergeant, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets flesh changed, and boy, is it gnarly. It is, every time we see flesh change in this book, it sounds like the most agonizing, terrifying thing in the world. Their body writhes, like their flesh writhes. Their organs are morphing and changing, like there's snakes twisting beneath their skin. They start developing extra eyes and dozens of new mouths and ears and tentacles, and it's yucky. If you've ever seen a chaos spawn, Warhammer fans know what that is. And Faden, if you haven't, you should look up Chaos Spawn. because that is the model that flesh change turns space marines into.
But I thought it was only in the Thousand Suns.
We'll see.
No, we know because what's his name? Jubal and the sons of Horus does this.
Well, he gets possessed. That's a little bit different.
It's
Chaos
basically
Spawn
the
is
same
technically.
thing.
No, it's not.
I mean, visually.
Being possessed is a psychic entity infesting your body, and we will see that explored in the first Heretic in detail. Being a Chaos Spawn is just your body being hideously mutated by the warp. That's all it is. You're still you. Your soul is still trapped in your body, and there aren't any extra souls in there. You've just been mutated by the warp.
Okay, so this is just about plurality, basically. If there's more souls inside of you, it's possession. If there's just your soul,
yes.
it's mutation.
Yes, that's exactly it. So this is just hideous mutation, and painful mutation. Although he is laughing by the end of it, which is kind of the scariest thing. And then Lehman Russ rolls up, shoots him.
And then we get the Concord hymn.
The what?
The Concord hymn. The fucking, the shot heard around the world.
Oh, sorry, yes. Weirdest possible reference, I think, for Graham McNeilll to make.
No
truly
sense.
the weird... it's literally, he must have just had that brain word where he's like, oh, this is an important shot. This is the first, shot of an Astartes against another Astartes in the timeline. And so he's like, oh, it's the shot ring around the world. Shot heard around the world. I know that. That's a thing. And then inexplicably doesn't just say it's a shot heard around the world as an offbeat reference.
It includes the poem.
Literally includes the whole fucking thing. About farmers in a field. These are not farmers in a field. That's the part that really kills me. He includes the section of the poem that says farmers in a field. This is Super Mutant Monster Man in space.
This is the opposite of farmers in a field.
This is not farmers in a
conception.
field. Yeah.
It makes no sense.
No. Terrible. Bad, Graham. Bad.
We need the squirt bottle when he has this impulse.
This truly is a moment where it's just reference because it's a reference, I know a thing that's like this.
It sounds kind of sick. And also, isn't the Concord hymn good? And no, the answer is no. It's not that great of a poem. Taking it at face value.
There's a reason people only remember one line from it, dude.
And not even one line. There's only a reason people remember 3 words from it, or 4 words from it.
Right.
God.
Yeah. Bad. But
Sorry,
yes, we have this moment.
I can't.
We have this moment. The scene is set. The stage is set. The Space Wolves will have their reckoning.
Also, then this fucks up Magnus. He's like, "Fuck! Nobody was supposed to change again. This is supposed to be fixed. Oh shit! Oh no!"
Yeah. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Maybe I didn't master that unfathomable power that offered me this free gift. Maybe I didn't get the better end of this timeshare. I don't know, man.
Maybe not reading the fine print is not the strategy to go when making bargains.
Yeah.
Maybe just saying, I'm actually asking for nothing. You're just going to give me this power, right? And them going, yeah, sure, we're just going to give you this power since you're asking for nothing. Maybe I wouldn't trust that.
Yeah. Maybe that wasn't the right move, and maybe I shouldn't have told literally everyone that it was me mastering the warp, when it was literally just a space alien giving me things. Anyway, off to Ulanor.
Well, I want to stick here for a second, because iterators come down, and I do like the narrative move of, the iterators, their entire job is to change and warp the history of a planet to fit the Imperium's. This is kind of like the clearest example of what they're doing broadly, and I really like that. Also, McNeilll has thoughts about the Imperium perspective that I think it's really important to have this. I think it's really important for a character to have this, because he's having issues with the word bearers. And it was rumored that the Emperor had chastised Lorgar's legion in the past for such zeal, but even if that were true, it seemed the lesson hadn't stuck. Saying this because they're still all in on the worshipping the Emperor sort of thing. The Imperium was benign. It did bring hope in the form of unity, but the word-bearer's argument seemed absurdly petulant, posted along the lines of a schoolyard bully's argument. Posited, not posted. We are right because we say we are right, it said. Agree with us and we will be friends. Disagree with us and we will be enemies. That was no way to win the hearts and mind of a conquered people. But what other choice was there? And I think that's the perfect Imperial mindset. I think that is like perfect, not even just Imperium citizen, but citizen of Empire.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's
like, yeah.
It kind of sucks that we have to go to war in Iraq and Afghanistan, but what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Not go to war and bring democracy?
Yeah. What are we not going to kill 1 million innocent people? Come on, man. How else is freedom won but by the mindless bombing and death of countless innocent people?
Yeah, this is the mindset of a person from the United States and the United Kingdom.
For sure.
And then Graham, a few pages later, uses the phrase "swarthy skin." So you know what? Maybe the lesson doesn't stick. And that I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This just reminded me of something else. In the very beginning, the Astartes don't wear sunscreen, but they do tan.
Very quickly and efficiently. It's part of their and this is actually one of the a zillion and one things that all Space Marines can magically do because of their gene seed. They all have like super adaptive melatonization of their skin to protect them from all kinds of solar radiation.
I think they should be wearing sunscreen. I needed to see
their armor should just auto glop onto them. Yeah, or they should do it to each other. But
that's really what I want.
Yeah, I know.
I need one of the Astartes to be like, "Hey, bro, can you get my back?"
They do lather Magnus in oil and scrape it from him with their ritual blades later, so that he can be purified and cleansed.
No, that's just the body cleanse. That's It wasn't for the ritual. It was for a skincare routine. They just figured while he was there and mostly nude, but better do it now.
You gotta feel your best if you're gonna do high magic. And part of feeling your best is looking your best. So, are we ready to leave Shrike?
Yes, we're ready to leave Shrike. Please.
Off to Ulanor, the site of the Emperor's greatest triumph against the terrible Orc Empire. We get this ginormous, like several hundred long, 100 kilometer long parade ground. It's a kilometer. The road is a kilometer wide, and it's flattened by these giant Mechanicum industrial machines. And they've got huge pits filled with promethium fire to columns of smoke and fire up to the sky. And the entire fleet of each of these different 11 legions is hanging in the sky. Above in low orbit, and there's a massive mountain-sized dais with all the Primarchs and the Emperor, and hooray! We'll have a great big celebratory parade.
It's July 4th for the Imperium.
Yeah, basically. And
we skipped ahead. We skipped something very important that kicks off this chapter. It's Magnus dress-up time.
There are some great dress-up scenes in this book, or great outfit description scenes in this book.
I want to read this section of Armin and Magnus. Under normal circumstances, Amon would attend upon the Primarch, but on this momentous day, Magnus had requested Armin prepare him, fastening the plates of his armor to his muscle frame and ensuring he was not outshone by his brothers. "How do I look?" asked Magnus. "You will certainly attract attention," said Armin, stepping back from his Primarch. "And why should I not attract attention?" countered Magnus, throwing out his arms in an operatic gesture. "Am I not worthy enough of it? Fulgrim and his warriors may quest for perfection, but I embody it. The Primarch was clad in all of his finery, the gold of his armor shimmering bright in the flickering torchlight. His horned breastplate was thrusting and magnificent, his helmet barely able to contain his slicked crimson hair, which was bound in 3 long scalp locks. He bore twin blades sheathed across his back and carried a Hekwa staff of gold and emerald, his chained grimoire partially concealed in a long kilt of leather and mail. "It is not the sort of attention I think you want," said Armin. "I have seen the way the other legions look at us." It's so good. It's amazing.
Fuck them. I got drip, boy. Yeah. I want to describe the appearances of Fulgrim and Sanguinius from later when we get to the Council of Nicaea. Just so we can. Yeah. 2 giant figures emerged from the volcano, walking side by side like old friends. Ahriman's heartbeat spiked at the sight of them. The first, a gloriously caparisoned warrior in armor of gold and purple, with flaring shoulder guards and a billowing cape of scarlet and gold. His hair was brilliant white, bound at his temples by a band of silver, and his face was one of perfect symmetry, like divinely proportioned Euclidean geometry. The second figure wore armor of deepest crimson, the color vital and urgent. Wings of dappled black and white rustled at his back, the feathers hung with fine loops of silver wire and mother of pearl. Hair of deepest black framed a face that was pale and classically shaped, like one of the thousands of marble likenesses that garrisoned the imperial palace of Terra. Yet this was no lifeless rendering of a long-dead luminary. This was a living, breathing angel made of flesh, whose countenance was the most beauteous in existence. "Lord Sanguinius," said Ahriman in wonder. "And Brother Fulgrim," completed Magnus. "Firmitus utilitus venustus."
Amazing.
Beautiful.
And then there's Mortarion looking like normal.
Yeah, tall, skinny, raspy.
Also has his scythe.
Yes. I do love Lehman Russ's physical description in this book, too. A walking storm.
Yep.
A whirlwind in humanoid form. An unstoppable force, even for a Primarch. Yeah.
This
Great,
chapter 15 is the
grandiose descriptions.
Yeah, this is the chapter for me. This is the best chapter of the series so far. We're getting brother drama. We're getting dress up. We're getting like snide remarks between brothers too. All of them vying to be the best son,
and all convinced that they are. Like almost, except for a couple exceptions. Almost all of the Primarchs are convinced that they are the favorite son. That even though Horus, it's politics that he had to be the War Master. I mean, really, I'm Daddy's favorite. It's all levels of either I'm Daddy's favorite or fuck Dad, I should be his favorite. That is the Primarchs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something we haven't touched on, every single Thousand Sun member has a diary they call their grimoire.
Yeah, even Magnus.
Yep.
Like it's full of spells and shit, but
it's their diary.
I mean, it's also literally a diary. It's just a journal. Magnus's is interesting because it's entirely recorded and written by a mortal man.
Yep.
This withered old dude who we learn is actually just being possessed by Magnus.
Yep. And just writing down every single thought that comes to his head.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Wild. Yeah. And it's very clearly having a huge physical toll on this old man, too.
So, even though this place is, like, flat-planed, wide open space...
Ulanor? Yeah.
Mortarion still finds a shadow to hide behind and appear out of.
Yeah, underneath a Titan's leg, I think, or behind a Titan's leg.
Funny.
Boom.
It's so funny.
Peekaboo.
This man literally always has to enter like some sort of evil vizier in a Pulp Fiction story, and he comes out of the shadows like, I've been watching, and it's always 49 paces behind his fucking guards.
Yes, hypocrisy is a major theme in this book.
Yes, 7 by 7.
He's the most anti-magic, anti-mystical Primarch, and he is incredibly superstitious.
But he doesn't think he is.
It's amazing. No, and Lehman Russ is the same way. Like, he is the most mystical, magical dude of all the Primarchs, and he's very much like, nah, this is literally just the way the world works, dude.
Come on, Mortarion, said Magnus. You are not immune from the music of the spheres. Even you know that numbers are not cast blindly into the world. They come together in an orderly, balanced systems, like the formation of crystals or musical chords, in accordance with the laws of harmony. Why else would you insist on keeping these bodyguards within 7 times 7 paces of you? Mortarion shook his head and said, Truly you are lost in your mysteries, as the Wolf King says.
Yeah. Fuck you, nuh-uh.
No power is beyond my understanding, countered Magnus. You would do well to remember that. Like, this entire dialogue between Mortarion and Magnus is perfect. It is exactly... I just wish the book was... I wish all these books were just this in some ways. I wish it was just, like, sniping from each other's brothers, and...
How do you like the speeches on Nikea?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay, yeah.
we'll get to that. But those are also great.
Yeah.
These chapters are really good. This part is really good.
This is space soap opera.
This is space soap opera. This is melodrama.
Yes.
This
is where it works. Yeah.
This is the genre space that this is playing in. If you have emperors, kings, high personalities with like big egos and prides, you need them in
a court of 20 royal sons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A court of 20 royal sons. You need them scheming against each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is the first book we've gotten that, really?
Yeah. This really is this is the most Byzantium of the books.
Yes.
Yeah. All these neutered boys, all these neutered janissaries, and the 20 princes who rule them.
The fucking all these boys and their eunuchs.
Yeah.
Which also there's also eunuchs in this world.
Oh yeah. Magnus's gene bulked servants who hold down his tent flaps for him when Scarson first rolls up are all eunuchs for some reason.
I'm so confused on why.
What is the why the fuck do like why? The legionaries basically don't have a sex drive at all. And those are the people these guys are serving. Why do they need to be eunuchs?
It's amazing. Confusing. So now I'm just like, oh yeah, they're all bulked up Varys from fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I pictured too, which is hilarious. It's a great image. I think that's just another Grahamism, you know? It's just like, I mean, it's this is what we do. That they've got to have eunuchs,
it's
man.
It's Egypt.
Yeah.
I know Egypt. I learned about that in school.
Yeah.
I know all about Egypt and their eunuchs. Trust me.
Yes.
So
yeah,
we get some appearances.
Big giant spectacle of Ulanor.
Yeah, we get some old appearances. We get Gruglor. Grolgor. He shows up.
Ignatius Grolgor.
We also get Sejanus.
Yes. I think this is the first time we actually meet Sejanus.
Yeah.
Because this is like right before he gets nuked.
Kyle Abaddon. We also get him. We also get a bit of Torgadon.
I like, doesn't Abaddon knock somebody down?
Yes.
And is like, oh, hang on, we gotta help pick him back up. It's the polite thing to do. He can pick himself up. Let's go. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Good seeing the Mornival pre-Loken show up.
Yeah.
And family drama. It's good. Now, unfortunately, no Emperor, though. We kind of skipped past that part.
Yeah, we saved the big Emperor moments for Nikea and then for the last part of the book.
Yeah, if it didn't have those Emperor moments, I would be sad.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it really is, unless you know about the Council of Nicaea that's coming up, it's kind of bizarre, the Emperor's supreme absence in these scenes where he is having his most definitive speeches and passing on the torch moments in the entire timeline, and you do not see him on Ulanor.
Yeah.
Not once.
Well, and the best part about Ulanor is, all right, he announces it, and there's no brotherly, like, attachment between the Astartes.
And it's especially felt because right before the ceremony, the Mournival and Armin and his boys are all like, "Oh, dude, we gotta hang out afterwards. We gotta pound some brewskis and share war stories, dog. Yeah, we gotta party down. Let's just sit through the ceremony. We'll go through the parade, and then we're gonna have a bro time." And then nope, Horus is War Master now. Emperor's leaving. Everybody just gets the fuck out of there. The party is over. There is no after party.
Yeah, it's the Emperor really fucking beefs it. Jesus.
Yeah, truly. And I think, so this is one of the defining arguments in the Warhammer fandom. Should the Emperor have explained what the fuck he was doing and why he left the Great Crusade? Should he have told his sons, "Hey guys, I gotta go home and open a door into a different dimension real quick and see if I can, wall it off and make sure no demons get in so we can stop using warp travel"? Should he have told them that? Or should he have done what he did, which is say, "Anyway, I gotta go. Don't worry about it. Your brother's in charge"?
So I didn't even really catch that was what the Emperor was doing, was trying to make it so warp travel was no longer a thing.
So that's I mean, if you think about it,
that's what you can assume from this, though.
Sorry. I'm sorry if I spoiled that for you, but I think that's what those are the pieces you're supposed to put together.
We're supposed to gather that the Emperor is doing something with the webways to access them. That's like the kind of point of his project. I did and it makes sense.
And if you're an established Warhammer fan, you know what the webway is,
right? So yeah, that's why I was like, half is this the webway? Is this not? Yep. I couldn't really tell.
It definitely is. It's and the webway, again, for those of you that don't know, is just it's a portal network that it's basically a series of interdimensional roads that take you across the galaxy almost instantaneously without having to use warp travel, which requires the use of psychic powers and travel through literal hell.
And it's what the previous great empire, the Eldar, used, right?
Yes, the Empire of the Eldar, before it collapsed, used the webway. They did not warp, and they still don't. They do not warp travel.
Well, nobody warps travel, right? It's just the Imperium man.
Pretty much. And
idiots.
So yeah, this is going to change everything. And when you have, when you see what the Emperor decides on Nicaea about psychic powers, you can understand, his ultimate goal is to make it so that we don't need to use any of this. It's too fucking dangerous. The warp is too dangerous. Kill the warp ultimately seems to be one of the Emperor's goals. That's why he wants to cut out all religion. That's why he wants to cut out all worship and spiritual belief, because those things empower the warp.
Do they?
And
I thought it was just human emotion.
Yes, human emotion.
Oh, okay.
But specifically, fervent belief in things that don't exist makes those things real in the warp. And so ultimate powers and ultimate abilities with inexplicable, connections throughout the galaxy and abilities that go beyond mortal comprehension, to some extent, those only exist because people believe they exist.
Classic.
And so gods and their horrible, monstrous, chaotic powers are real because people believe they're real. And the Emperor's goal is to stop people believing so that the gods lose that power. And
so obviously
the way he's doing it is through genocide and stupid as fuck.
Right.
But, yeah.
Well, I want to answer your question, would it have changed if the Emperor told them about what's going on, what is he doing, and why is he doing it? And the answer is, we actually know this canonically. It's no, because Chaos has already instituted this plan. See, a lot of these questions and debates really are kind of undermined by the fact that Chaos has been planning this for thousands upon thousands of years.
But he doesn't. So he knows Chaos is trying to undermine him. We've heard in this book now that he has made deals with the warp.
Yep. The primordial
we know,
annihilator.
Yes, we know. We heard in the early books that the Emperor, made deals with the Chaos Gods to make the Primarchs, and powers with the warp and shit, yeah. So magic is everywhere in these boys.
Yeah,
and
he's already lost by playing the game,
basically. But it also means he knows this. He knows he's rolling dice here with his magic boys, and as the series goes on, it explores more and more how much of the heresy he predicted, or had contingencies for. We'll get to that later on.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too, though, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like he thinks he's rolling the dice, but he isn't aware that he's already just kind of on a set path because 40K exists.
Yes. Yes.
So like, that's the kind of the thing where it's like, well, yeah, with dramatic irony, that like there's nothing that could have happened to prevent the course of actions happening because 40K exists.
That's not how fandoms work, though.
Well, I don't care.
Yeah.
Before we get to Nikea, one of the most romantic scenes of Warhammer happened in this fucking book. I have in my notes Armin Hart's Lemuel, where they are hanging out, drinking wine, learning about each other.
I think it's just I don't think it's romantic at all.
It's
romantic. This is just a beautiful teacher-student relationship. They're just really good friends. This is not romance.
No.
What?
This is romance.
Okay.
This scene was much better imagining it as like they were laying in bed drinking wine, telling each other things.
Wow.
Like on their sides. And then like at like a certain point I started imagining like, oh, this is the moment where they fuck. And then in my head it was like big Astartes guy holding like slightly chubby Lemuel like in his big burly chest as they were just talking more about stuff.
Wow. That's
and then Magnus coming in
Faden.
like, what are you boys talking about?
Oh my god.
And then we learned that Prospero has weird fucking evil psychic bugs that plant psychic eggs in your fucking head.
Yeah. Now I will say I forgot this scene happens in between these things. I love the story of how the cults came into being. How Magnus, as a young magic boy out on Prospero, is just wandering the ruins, and as he walks into this city, this ancient city, a statue of a bird collapses right at that moment and shatters into 1,000,000 pieces at his feet. And
what a weird coincidence.
In the pieces of that shattered bird statue, he sees a kaleidoscope of geometric perfection. He says, if you look at these rocks, then these rocks make a perfect triangle, and these rocks make a perfect square, and these rocks, if you look at them in this spiral, it's the golden ratio. And if you only look at the purple rocks, you'll notice that they're all facing north, and
it's
blah blah blah.
Crazy how the Emperor realized that, like, if you put all of your Primarchs on the spectrum, they will become more powerful.
Yes, I mean, but this isn't just a neurodivergent moment. This isn't just autism. This is almost schizophrenic. Like the patterns that he and all of his cult people who come out to join him eventually see. And what makes it especially schizophrenic is when they get assaulted by the Psychnuin, the swarm of psychic wasps. This guy had fire powers because he saw the spiral in the rocks. And that other guy had mind reading powers because he saw the triangles. And the guy who saw only the blue rocks and their patterns, he's the one who could shoot lightning from his fingers. And just what? Okay, sure, why not?
I love JoJo Part 7 and using the golden ratio to do my magic.
It's It's a great little scene.
It's great.
And it's also just hearing Magnus's storyteller voice and his utter pomp and self-obsession.
It's so good. He is so obsessed with himself.
Oh, yeah.
He's like doing that toxic male thing where he's like looking at himself nude in the mirror and really hyping himself up.
Yeah, this is American Psycho fucking and flexing in the mirror.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, Magnus is told that, hey, we're going to have a get-together at Nikea. And so Magnus immediately knows what this is. They're going to celebrate him.
Yeah, this is my vindication. This is where the Emperor is going to set everybody straight and tell them, guys, I know I just made Horus War Master, but your brother Magnus, he's really smart. And he's really good, and you should all shut up and do what he says. Yeah.
Yeah, it's time. It's my vindication parade time.
And Ahriman picks up almost immediately that this is not what's happening. He can tell, like, just by the way his favorite brothers, Fulgrim and Sanguinius, are speaking to him, he knows immediately this is not what Magnus thinks it is. We're fucked. This is bad. We're in trouble. Somebody told on us and we're in trouble. Grandpa's gonna yell at me. That's what's happening here. I do like the description of Nikea. It's a new planet. It's a forming of a new world. It's in its primordial stage. Somebody's sculpted all these perfect cubes and spheres all over the place around this volcano amphitheater that's psychically protected from the insane heat of this volcanic world. And Magnus is like, that's my dad. He picked this planet just for me. He knows it speaks to me. Its primordial, powerful nature and symbol of new beginnings. Daddy picked this planet just for me. We're in luck, boys. It's all gonna work out.
And Armin's like, oh shit, the vision I got earlier of a volcano and a light, that's this. This is this. Oh god,
Yeah.
oh god, oh fuck, oh no.
Yeah, Dad, we're fucked. And then the moment he finally tells Magnus, Dad, we're fucked, Magnus is like, yeah, I know. I can see it now. We're fucked.
Lord Commander Eidolon shows back up. Another pop out.
Yep. And nobody likes him.
Nobody likes him.
Nobody likes him. We see Vespasian. That's about it. We meet two Blood Angels captains, who obviously we'll meet more later in the series when we get to the Blood Angels books.
It's really good that Magnus does legitimately think this is all for him at first. I want to really keep going back to that, and I just love how arrogant he is. It's so good.
And even once he realizes it's his trial, he's still like, okay, yeah, this is my trial. Like, I got that wrong, but I mean, I'm gonna win. Who's gonna beat me in an argument? I'm the smartest boy.
Also, the Emperor doesn't want this. You can see it on his face. He actually is against this.
Yeah. When in the end it's basically revealed that at no point was the Emperor going to go through with what Magnus. So here's what I really like. I think what's happening in this, because I do think this is a trial. I don't think this is a foregone conclusion necessarily. I think the Emperor was planning on limiting psychic powers to some degree, but I think Magnus completely fucks himself in this in his speech. He and the other psychers from the other legions who show up to support the Librarius program, which we learn in this sequence Magnus came up with, basically. Magnus created the design for how to be a psychic space marine, and he and Jagatai and Sanguinius together created the Librarius program that only some of the other legions picked up on. Some of them completely refused it. Anyway, Magnus is convinced he's gonna win this argument, and over the course of his speech and the speeches of these other librarians, I think the Emperor sees, okay, no, they think they've mastered this shit. If they had shown a little bit of humility, maybe I would have allowed them to have some limited psychic use. But no, they have proven to me definitively they can't handle this shit. You banned. You boys can't handle it. You can't handle your sugar, no cookies.
I also want to highlight Mortarian's fucking testimony that he gives, where he is a Phoenix Wright character, and he accents his words with a swing of his scythe multiple times.
Yes.
It's fucking stupid. It's so good.
No, it's awesome.
It's so
he shows
good.
up to this intellectual debate and trial in full battle armor with his power weapon at his side. It's great. I love it.
I also love
the
they hide all the witnesses before they reveal them for whatever reason.
Okay. Something, yeah, for literally no reason. And then, another great, and a great feature of that is that, okay, it's revealed who, as soon as somebody wants to speak, it's revealed who they are immediately. Right. So what's the point of veiling them in the first place? And then, even better, after the first person is unveiled and gives their speech, then Magnus says, "What? Am I going to be accused by a bunch of people I can't see? This is bullshit, dude. This is bullshit, Dad. I can't even see these guys." He literally just stepped out of the like Mortarion just stepped out of the illusion so you could see him. You can't speak unless you're being seen in this forum. What? What are you talking about? Accused by unseen people. They can't accuse you unless they become seen, idiot. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I just love how, I think we referenced this earlier, Magnus uses the allegory of the cave, Plato's allegory of the cave,
yes,
and then changes the ending where they carve the whole mountain down and they reveal the light and everybody says, "Oh man, sun's actually great. Thank you for showing me the truth." When in the real story, they fucking kill the guy. Yeah, it's awesome. And again, the Emperor knows the true story, and this is just Magnus playing to the crowd. He's building them up, and Ahriman's like, "Oh yeah, he's juicing this crowd real good. I can't see any way we're not gonna win this fight." When literally the Emperor is the guy sitting judge over this whole damn thing.
I do like how Magnus is like, think about where we'll be 1,000 years from now. I'm like, bro, that's funny. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Something we skipped that we really shouldn't have in the first section. Weirdmake and Ahriman are actually friends.
Yes.
They're in the first section, they are immediately made friends. And we learned that Russ, more or less, he forced this friendship. He encouraged Weirdmake to go seek Ahriman and become his friend and get to know him, and they trade magical secrets.
Yep.
He shows him a little bit of rune casting, which Ahriman just completely ignores, basically. And Ahriman teaches him all kinds of shit, like about their tutelaries, the demons they summon to assist them, and their different powers and how to use them, and the enumerations, which is another thing we haven't really talked about. These guys can raise and lower their consciousnesses into different numbered tiers of consciousness.
Well, they're just meditating,
they can will
right?
will themselves into different spheres of meditation. I love that. I think it's cool. Interesting concept. But anyway, Weirdmake rolls out during this trial and reveals himself to have never once actually been interested in being Ahriman's friend. He was just here as basically a magical investigator to be a witch hunter, to call Ahriman out and name the entire Thousand Sons Legion as witches and warlocks, demon summoners and necromancers. Fuck them all. My name's Weirdmake. I'm out.
This entire thing, I can't get over it. I really like it.
Ahriman's reaction to this,
he is crushed.
Oh my god, he's crushed, and he's fucking pissed, bro. He makes this nasty face at him. God, I need to find the specific quote.
I'm trying to. Malkador, the Sigillite, is ancient. That's something new I learned.
Oh, dude, he's old as fuck. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
At least hundreds of years old.
The way it's said in this book, I wouldn't be shocked if he was thousands of years old.
It probably is. He probably is. We learn more about him in future books.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Nah, I'll find it later. We can just.
I like that. There's a moment where I mentioned in my summary, Ahriman gets a vision after touching Magnus during his rage.
Yeah,
and just this. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick up here. No, whispered Ahriman with sudden instinctive clarity. You already knew of it being the great ocean, chaos. When the Emperor showed you its wonders and dangers, you feigned not to know, but you had already peered into its depths and seen them. Magnus was at his side in an instant, towering over him with his flesh and eye a seething crimson. Armin felt the searing heat of Magnus's presence, realizing that he had crossed the line without knowing it even existed. In that moment, he knew he understood very little about his Primarch and wished that every scrap of knowledge that had passed between them earlier could be washed away. Never say that again. Ever, said Magnus, his eyes boring into him like a diamond drill. That's some real good dad mad at you shit.
Yeah. We will never speak of this again. Yeah.
Like the threat of violence, the threat of parental abuse because you just tapped into one of your dad's traumas without realizing it is so perfect.
The horror of the realization that you don't know your dad.
Yep.
Like that.
Yep.
Yeah. You thought you knew your dad, and now you're seeing this whole new side to him that is absolutely terrifying. And he's not perfect. This is the dad's not perfect. Is a realization that comes to some people later in life. You know, your parents are not as smart and infallible as you think they are.
It's like dad not perfect. Dad may be bad. Dad may be bad.
Yeah. What did you do, dude, when he sees how Magnus saved them from the flesh change? Because so we talked on the flesh change a little bit. What is it? It's a thing that apparently almost wiped out this entire legion. When they use their powers too much, they get flesh warped. They become chaos spawn. And apparently when this legion first got started out, this was happening almost constantly. To the point where they were almost completely wiped out, sanctioned as a legion, and just completely erased from the record books. And there are a couple hints in this book about that's happened before. There are 2 whole legions whose 2 whole Primarchs we don't even name anymore. We can't name them. We can't talk about them. They don't exist anymore. And the fear of that happening to the Thousand Sons is like their deepest seated insecurity.
Mortarion even makes reference that there were people who went down this path before, and that, hey, remember what Father did to them? Yeah, we don't speak of them anymore. Yeah. And I assume that's a reference to one of the Lost Legions.
Yes, the Lost Legions, the Purged and the Lost and the Purged, I think is what they're called. The Purged and the something, or the Forgotten, or I don't know.
The Lost and the Purged, our next series coming up as I try to get rid of all of Warhammer through a charcoal cleanse.
It's this fear of a genetic flaw is arguably what drives them to their hubris. Like, they need to prove that they know better than everybody else, because not only are they the smallest, weakest legion that's conquered the least number of worlds, they also have the most unstable gene seed.
Yeah. Also, they were called the Thousand Sons before their legion was almost wiped out, leaving 1,000 of them left.
Yes, before they were brought to that point, the Emperor named them the Thousand Sons, and nobody really knew why until that happened to them.
Coincidence?
So yeah, he must have known all along. Yeah. Yes. But the Emperor, Magnus saved them. We see here because he made a deal with a warp god, basically, gave them his eyeball, and now hopefully has permanently saved his sons. Except as we learned on Shrike, he has not.
I love how
he assures his sons it's a 1 in a billion fluke, never gonna happen again. Don't worry about it.
I love how even though we are doing Egypt, we still got to do Odin again.
With giving your eye for sacred knowledge.
Yeah. we can't stop going back to the Norse mythology. We have to keep going back. God damn it.
Yeah.
Should I read the Emperor's decree?
Just quick mention, very racist written speech by the one Asian-inspired character, East Asian-inspired character.
Yeah.
What's his name? From the White Scars, Tagata Yusuge. He says, hang on, I'm gonna read this. I am White Scar, Storm Seer of Jagatai Khan, he said, and I speak with truth as my guide. This I swear on honor of my clan. Not the honor of my clan, on honor of my clan. May my brothers cut out my heart if I lie. I listen to words said by honorable men, but I not see as they see. They look with eyes blind to world around them. They understand with minds not willing to see truth of this galaxy.
I fucking hate this. Graham.
Yeah, and it goes on for another few paragraphs, and it's just more noble savage, you know.
It's
awful.
crazy. Also, it is interesting. I think we have another lesbian remembrancer. Graham really likes those for some reason.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's going on there, but it keeps happening, which is interesting.
Read that Emperor's Decree.
Hear now the words of my ruling, said the Emperor, and the amphitheater filled with the sound of scratching quills. I am not blind to the needs of the Imperium, but nor am I blind to the realities of the hearts of men. I hear men speak of knowledge and power as though they are abstract concepts to be employed as simply as a sword or a gun. They are not. Power is a living force, and the danger of power is obsession. A man who attains a measure of power will find it comes to dominate his life until all he can think of is the acquisition of more. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but few can stand the ultimate test of character, that of wielding power without succumbing to its darker temptations. As much as the Emperor was addressing the entire amphitheater, Armin had the powerful sense that his words were intended solely for Magnus. Peering into the darkness to gain knowledge of the warp is fraught with peril, for it is an inconsistent place of shifting reality, capricious lies, and untruths. The seeker after truth must have a care he is not deceived, for false knowledge is far more dangerous than ignorance. All men wish to possess knowledge, but few are willing to pay the price. Always men will seek to take the shortcut, the quick route to power, and it is a man's own mind, not his enemy or foe, that will lure him to evil ways. True knowledge is gained only after the acquisition of wisdom. Without wisdom, a powerful person does not become more powerful. He becomes reckless. His power will turn on him and eventually destroy all he has built. So, the Emperor is talking about himself, though, without realizing it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's great. It's so good. Like, all of this is just like, yeah, man, that's you. That's why you don't like your son. He's the most like you. You hate yourself, bro.
Yeah, the reverberating layers of hypocrisy throughout this book really sing. I love it.
Yeah, this is the most, like, I'm glad you understand the assignment for this one.
Yeah. Lots of people saying, do as I say, not as I do.
Yep.
And then being mad when everybody is living up to their idol, who is the person doing what they be doing. Yeah. Great. Good stuff.
Should we get on to Book 3, Prospero's Lament?
Yeah, it all gets fucked up.
Lemuel, Callista, and Camille enjoy life on Prospero. The Legion also ignores the Emperor's decree and still practice their magic. Magnus prepares a ritual in order to save Horus from temptations. Camille explores ruins with Calaphus and are attacked by psychic bugs. These bugs can psychically implant eggs into people, and they'll hatch inside their brains. Gnarly. The two escape. While Magnus spends his time helping Horus, Camille has the brain bugs removed from her body. Callista experiences a vision of Prospero burning and wolves coming. Armin makes a decision to burn through Callista's body in order to get a clearer vision of the future, because that wasn't clear enough for him. This doesn't succeed, but does kill her.
Lemuel, in the most horrible way ever.
Yeah, Lemuel attempts to escape with Camille. Magnus projects his body forcibly through the webway to speak to the Emperor. This ruins everything. AKA, we don't know what exactly is ruined, but boy did Magnus ruin it. The Emperor sends the Space Wolves to bring the Thousand Suns to heal. At first, Magnus accepts the punishment dealt to him, but the cry of his favorite son, Armin, breaks his resolve. Magnus confronts Leman Russ, which ends with Magnus defeated. Before Magnus loses his head, he sends his soul into Armin's pendant and teleports the surviving Legion members to a mysterious planet known only as the Planet of Sorcerers.
Which later was named Soltiarius or Sorciarius or something like that.
Sure.
But yes, it's just the Planet of the Sorcerers. Yep. And then some weird, subtle foreshadowing about this thing called the Rubric, which is essential to 40K, and then which is also hinted at the very, very, very beginning of the book in the prologue. He's coming for me. My dad's coming for me, and he's pissed.
He's pissed.
But I gotta do that. I gotta do that thing. This is, I think, these are some of the most tragic chapters in Warhammer that we've read so far. The just total unwillingness to see your own flaws and mistakes, and just doubling and then tripling down on the most risky shit. Again, thinking the ends will justify the means. They have to justify the means. That's what this whole fucking Imperium is built on, that the ends will justify the means. And I'm the most ends-seeingest, means-doingest Primarch out there. I can do it, Dad. And yeah, Magnus fucks everything up. First, trying to psychically stop Horus from falling to chaos.
Yeah, turning into a wolf and going, hey, don't do that.
Yeah, and then getting totally defeated by Erebus, I guess.
But Horus is too Horus, so he can't admit that Erebus convinced him. He has to be like, no, it was actually my choice all along, actually.
It was me.
God.
Yeah. And then immediately saying, well, that horrible psychic ritual that cost the lives of 1,000 innocent psychers didn't work. I guess we'll do another one.
Right. I got to tell Dad now.
This time we'll shoot it at my dad.
Dad couldn't possibly understand the text message I would send him. Instead, he has to get a phone call.
Another interesting, future echo of the Emperor on the Golden Throne consuming the lives of 1,000 souls to project himself through the psychic realm is Magnus, in both of these rituals, having to essentially devour the souls of 1,000 mortal psychics to launch his psychic consciousness across the stars.
Do you think souls taste good?
According to demons, they sure do.
Yeah, but can you trust a demon? Can you really trust a demon? I mean, I know I do.
I mean, does it taste good? I don't know, but it sure seems satisfying.
I don't want to skip the most important thing that happens in this section.
Oh, yeah?
On Prospero, restaurants know what you want.
Yeah, that's part of the utopian ideal here. Lemuel sits down to have a little luncheon get together with his gal pals, and it's funny. We hear they've been there several times, and still when he sits down, he picks up a menu and goes to order, and then they bring him a tray of food.
Also, you can't tell me Lemuel isn't gay coded as fuck. Like in this scene where he's like, I mean, come on.
Yeah. He's delighted to find that it's Ahriman's wine being served.
Yes!
Because it wasn't just any wine Ahriman was sharing with him when he was having a little teaching, tutoring session. It was his wine he cultivated in the hydroponic caves underneath Tizca. Which, another little note here I want to drop is that's another thing I like about the Thousand Sons. They're one of the few legions that gives a fuck about things other than war. And it's not just learning, it's also like art and, wine cultivation. They have a vision for what they might be able to do in a post-war society. That's unique. That's special. So yeah, they have their little snacky poo. Callista has her prophecy seizure. Them wolves is coming.
But
But nobody knows what that could possibly mean.
What could this
Somehow.
mean?
Yeah, what could this possibly
All right,
mean? I don't get
hook her up into the burnout machine.
it. Yeah, well, it's the psychic protection machine that later is used to amplify her powers and become a burnout machine.
They turn her to 11, right? They turn her to 11 and rip the knob off.
Yeah. I love the archaeology scenes with Camille and Calophus.
Yes. Calophus like, this shit sucks. I fucking hate it. Can we go now?
She's like, wow, this is so fascinating. Look at all these ruins. I can't imagine a society collapsing like this. A great empire just having no idea it's on the brink of its destruction. Can you imagine just waking up one day and not knowing that this is the end of your civilization? Can you imagine that? And Calophus is like, no, I can't. This is dumb. Imperium's gonna last forever. Fuck you. What can we learn here? This is dumb. I fucking hate this stupid place. I'm bored. He almost literally says these things.
Yes.
Like he's like I'm bored. Let's go.
This is not as cool as the time I controlled multiple robots with my psychic mind crystals.
Yeah. And he's like warning her, you know, the psychic wasps have been reported around here. We really shouldn't stick around. And she's like, oh man, yeah, but it's so dark in this room. Oh yeah, look at the psychic fire I can shoot. And I like that the first, psychic, the first mage light he casts is he's just literally just showing off. It's so bright it blinds her and she can't see anything. And she's like, oh wow, that's really impressive, Calophus. Could you dim it down just a little bit? He's like, yeah, easy. And she's like, I just love this.
Yeah.
He cannot. He's sick of this place. He can't believe he got stuck on this job, which it is kind of weird that the head of a cult has been assigned a bodyguard job.
Bored.
Weird, but whatever.
Well, it was because like he was kind of her teacher.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
That's the thing, right? Because all the captains were... Not all the captains, but the captains were assigned to teach.
Yeah, they're assigned...
We'll find out about that final captain teacher just randomly at the end of the thing that we never once heard of.
Oh, well, he's instructing the other scouts. So they're always on Prospero because his job is to train new Thousand Sons.
Right, but he was also training Callista...
Was he?
Yeah, because he was like, Callista's spirit told me to come help you guys get out of this place.
No, that's not a Space Marine. Who did that?
Oh.
That was a Prospero Spire Guard. That's one of the like mortal levies from Prospero.
That's right. I for some odd reason thought he was also a Space Marine and just like the coolest Space Marine in existence. Okay.
No, that was Callista's boyfriend. Who I love, like McNeilll, as soon as he meets Callista's boyfriend, is like jealous and kind of mad, but is then like, but he's a really nice guy, and yeah, I guess I could be a cool older brother, and this is fine.
Yeah.
Not like she'd love me anyway, but what if? Like, God, it's terrible.
Camille has a girlfriend now, too.
Yep, Camille has a girlfriend, Callista has a boyfriend,
McNeilll has a boyfriend too. Mission, we can't forget that.
No, he doesn't. So Camille and Calophus out on this trip, and Calophus's use of powers essentially brings the Psychnuin to them. He blames her immediately. I told you we shouldn't have stayed this long. And then proceeds to use so much flashy psychic power that they summon like a locust swarm of Psychnuin. And he just keeps amping up his powers.
Puts her in a fire shield
from his fire magic and his fire shield that it sucks the oxygen out of the building, and she literally can't breathe. And she tells him, "I can't breathe," and he says, "Deal with it."
Right?
I love it.
And then he's like, "You idiot! Of course you can't breathe. You're not standing in the exact right breathable spot that I didn't tell you about."
Yeah, stand in my shimmer shield right behind me, you idiot. And eventually she realizes that they're gonna get fucked by these Psychnuin. He's running out of energy. He's very quickly being drained of his mana, and she's like, "Dude, you gotta stop doing that." And lo and behold, the time has come where they shouldn't be using their magic powers. And it turns out he didn't even fucking need him. He's a great shot. Yeah. He takes out his bolter and is like firing blind and getting headshot after headshot. They get away. and he drives away so fast that she bonks her head, and that's got to be where the headache came from.
Right, not from the psychic bugs laying eggs in my brain.
In your fucking brain, yeah. So she gets home. They visit Callista in the hospital, and then she has her own little. Well, she has like a stroke.
Yeah, she basically she gets those intense psychic visions that worries everyone. So Armin's like, we gotta burn her out, and
she turns to Lemuel and like calls him her girlfriend's name.
Right. No, boyfriend.
Yeah. No, Camille's the one with the girlfriend.
Oh, right.
So she's anyway,
yes. Hard to keep them really
so,
separate for me sometimes.
Yeah. So he realizes she's got worms in her brain. She got RFK Junior'd, and he tries to get the Thousand Sons. And I don't think he has any success with it. Luckily, Camille's girlfriend, who's a local, does have connections to the Thousand Sons.
Oh, yeah.
So Phosis Dakar is holding her down in like a psychic stasis, and Hathor Mott has his Pavoni fingies in her forehead, and he is psychically burning the tendrils of these Psychnuan larvae in her brain out so that he can then pull them out through her ear, and then so Lemuel can squish them.
This reminds me of the episode of The Pit that I saw where the guy had bugs in his brains.
Ugh.
Gnarly.
I love how the Thousand Sons do not give a single flying fuck about her in this moment. They're literally only doing this as a favor for her girlfriend, and also because, as Hathor Mott points out, she's lucky this is a challenge, because I like a challenge. This is fun. This is a puzzle for him to solve.
What do you think the girlfriend has on them? Right? Like, why does she have this connection?
You know, it's hard to say, because it's never explained. She is a powerful psyker, though, because she does successfully psychically persuade people at one point.
Yeah.
She saves their butts when they're trying to escape after this next horrifying scene that
we'll
go over.
No fucking plan to escape besides, I don't know, get on a ship and go.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I know some powers, kind of.
I can aura read real good.
Yeah,
Bro.
I'm sure we'll figure it out. So yeah, they save Camille after hours of psychic surgery. But Callista, she's fucked, because after Magnus has fucked up his first attempt to save Horus, he goes to his boys and says, "Okay, I fucked up. Time to turn it up to 11, boys. We gotta use all our magic. We gotta explore every avenue, all means possible to stop this heresy, and tell the Emperor we gotta do something." And so all means possible
practically
means
on his knees begging his boyfriend to not do this.
Please, Daddy Armin, don't do this.
Daddy, please. Remember when I was in your arms and we were sipping wine?
And so they say, "Nope, too bad. Oops, sorry."
Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Damn, we got nothing useful.
They turn off the psi stopper machine they have that prevents the warp from entering her mind. They turn it off, and she just starts screaming out her prophecies in horrible, agonizing pain, convulsing, and then burning and melting until she's nothing but meat slop, screaming meat slop. They learn nothing. Nothing is gained. Total waste.
She leaves like a silhouette that you would see like after a nuclear blast that was like left in Hiroshima, and it's scary. It's terrifying. It's awful.
It's very gruesome. Meat slop all over the ground. Really messy.
And this breaks up the first canonical gay couple in Warhammer.
Yep. We're not friends anymore. Yeah, Armin says something like, "I'm sorry, my friend, my bad." And Lemuel says, "You're not my friend anymore." Oops. Sorry.
Oops.
Yep. I melted your friend. Whoopsie. Sorry.
Armin is legitimately, though, being the saddest boy, crushed by this.
Yeah, he is pretty fucked up by this. And it just gets sadder and sadder and sadder. This puts the nail in the coffin for Camille and Lemuel. We got to get the fuck out of here. So they make a plan with
the scribe
with
of Magnus.
Mahavastu Callimachus, the old man who's the scribe for Magnus.
Callimachus, great last name.
They're gonna pretend he is a lord leaving Prospero, and again, Lemuel is the eunuch servant.
I'm just confused. I'm so confused. I need to know why. Besides,
Graham,
McNeilll
what's your
loves
obsession
Egyptology.
with eunuchs, bro? Yeah,
it's just Egyptology shit. That's all it is. Because how many Scarab Beetles references that come up in this fucking book that I'm like, oh my god.
And the Egyptian god of Horus as well comes up multiple times.
Which is funny because we
Egyptian
have a Primarch
prophecies.
named Horus.
Oh my god, that's the thing I know. It's a guy's name. Yeah. So Callimachus is going to play the role of an old dignitary, but he's not very dignitable.
No. And also fucking
Camille's
Lemuel is bad.
Yeah, Lemuel's a bad actor as the eunuch. Camille is a not very convincing consort, and if not for her girlfriend rolling up,
she's too lesbian to be a consort.
Yeah,
kind of.
It's funny because like Lemuel does try to use his magic influence to
but his
to
magic
change
influence is aura reading.
Yeah, and so he's trying to push aura onto this guy, and it's not working.
That's like saying I can bike, so I'm gonna be able to like bike across a fucking like trapeze wire.
Doesn't work. Thank goodness for Camille's girlfriend. She rolls up. She persuades their way through it. Decides, yeah, I'll leave my home planet, even though I just met this other girl recently. I love her, and let's get out of here.
I love her. It's wild that Graham put U-Haul lesbians in this book.
Oh, and then yes, Callista's boyfriend from the Spire Guard, who we met once, rolls up with her urn of ashes and is like, "Yo, Lemuel, can you take her ashes out of here?" She's telling. I swear to God, she came to me in a dream last night and told me she wants to go, and it makes me sad. But you know, what are you gonna do? Ghost's gonna ghost. She wants to get out of here.
It's amazing because it makes
and Lemuel's like, you know what? I think she did come to you last night. Yeah.
It's also really funny because it's kind of a cliffhanger of, oh shit, they're caught. And then the next chapter's like, here you go, man.
Yeah, never mind. You're out of this. They get on the ship, and that ship gets just ready, just right up to the warp point where it's just about ready to get the fuck out of the Prospero system. And then, boom, the Harafnikal shows up, which is Lehman Russ's flagship. This huge, brutal, slate gray slab of death. And just another great name, the Harafnikal.
It's good.
It's so fun to say.
Should we talk about Magnus's long distance call that requires a lot of dead bodies?
Yeah. His psychic soul blast all the way to Terra.
So he has issue getting into the webway to send his spirit to Terra, and he confers with a continent-sized intelligence of chaos.
Yes. The same intelligence that we find out was Choronzon, the demon on Agoru.
No, I thought he snapped Choronzon's neck.
Yeah, what the heck? How could this psychic ghost monster from another dimension not have died when I broke its neck? Yeah, and then we learned that that this is also the same thing he did his deal with. To save his boys. This is the chaos god Tzeentch.
I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, Tzeentch, Tzeentch.
Oh no! Every time we talked about Tzeentch, it's this is like the third or fourth time Tzeentch has come up on this podcast. I'm just never know it's a Tzeentch thing.
Yeah, Tzeentch is the changer of ways. Everything Tzeentchy is extra eyes, extra tentacles, feathers, and beaks.
Sure.
Yeah, Tzeentch is birds and magic and change. the liar god, the twister of
Aren't
fates.
they all liars?
They are, but this
Okay.
is like Tzeentch is like the quintessential monkey's paw god. Like every genie deal, every
Tzeentch is
magic,
Satan.
every cursed magic item. Yeah. Tzeentch is like the traditional Satan, making deals and fucking people over when they think they've got the best of him.
It's crazy when Tzeentch opened up that store in Maine called Needful Things.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yep. Tzeentch fucked it all up. And I
He
do
shows
like
up,
this moment.
and the Emperor's real fucking sad. His heart breaks at seeing Magnus.
Just before we get to that, I do want to mention how Tzeentch shows up, because Magnus has gone through this horrible psychic ritual, pushed himself to his absolute limit, sacrificed thousands of innocent lives, taking the ultimate risk of his life in this move. And then he gets all the way to the gates of the webway, and he can't get in. The door is locked. It's super locked. It's mega locked.
It's
all of
so
his power
strong.
and capability, he can't even budge the fucking door. And he's fucked. He's doomed. He feels like he's going to lose everything. And then the continent-sized entity rolls up and suffuses him with, as he experiences, pure cosmic primordial innocent energy. It's not asking for anything. There's no deal to be made, and he's reassured by the lovely knowledge that sometimes there are just benevolent forces who just want to help. And he uses this power, rips open the cage to the webway, and it's in this moment that he spills in, almost immediately gets to Terra, breaks down the door, and we see this from his dad's perspective, from the other side of the door. And it's a horrible, flaming monster of many eyes and appendages, the truest image of a chaos demon, rips its way, claws its way with horrible sound and noise and unlight into this beautiful temple of the future perfection of the human empire.
I'm sure a totally normal research lab.
Unknowable machines that have been, designed to perfection, things that can never be recreated, and the Golden Throne itself. And yeah, it's in this moment that they lock eyes, and Magnus realizes what the horror of what he's done, how horribly fooled he's been, and in this brief moment, because it's truly just a moment before he gets slingshotted right back to Prospero.
Yep.
He destroys basically every single piece of equipment in the Imperial dungeon that's being used to craft this human pathway into the webway, and fuses the components of the Golden Throne and destroys them to such a degree that it literally says he knew in that moment it could never be repaired and would never be repaired. He has irreparably destroyed his father's ultimate dream and the greatest creation in the history of mankind, and he single-handedly ruined it all forever beyond any hope of redemption or repair.
Yeah, it was definitely just him.
Well, and this is Magnus. This is one of the most self-centered characters in a universe full of self-centered characters. This is just him. To him, it's just him.
Yeah, but this was fucking
Yeah.
Tzeentch over here doing the
Yes.
finger pyramid of evil, and with his other
but
chaos gods, and this
honestly,
would be fucked up, wouldn't it?
But Magnus 100% should have seen the results of this, because he's in the warp, a place full of monsters, demons, and spirits that he's completely aware of how vicious and evil they are. And he has ripped open a sealed entryway into the webway, which will now inevitably let demons spill forth into the webway. And then since he's traveling through the webway to Earth, it's just going to lead the demons right to Earth. And so now it's not just that the Emperor's project is ruined and destroyed forever. Also, there's a hole in reality underneath the planet Earth that an endless stream of demons can pour through. And unless
That's where they'll be fine.
Unless the Emperor now permanently remains stationed on the Golden Throne, that those demons will get through. And Terra will be lost.
The most important thing actually that happens, and this is none of that, the most important thing that happens is the Emperor's heart breaks. Because we see that the Emperor always imagined that it would be Magnus being the successor to the throne.
Yeah. Well, successor to the throne, to the role of the throne, yes. The throne, but the throne is not a throne in that it's not the seat of the ruler. It's a tool.
Yes.
Now, and we do get a second vision of Magnus on the throne later, provided by Tzeentch when he's pouting in his tower back on Prospero, and about how he fucked up and how he's so sad, and he breaks all his mirrors because he doesn't want to look at himself. And Tzeentch comes speaking to him through the mirrors and says, "Hey, that was me. I did that. Gotcha." But
you
also,
thought power was free, you idiot, you utter dumbass.
You fucking idiot. Also, by the way, that deal you made with me to save your sons from the flesh change, that deal's done. We're done with that. Time's up. Too bad. You knew this was coming. You knew deep down this was coming. But then Tzeentch shows him this image of him on the throne, but this time he's blackened and shriveled and howling in pain.
Yep.
Because arguably this is, if he continues on his attempt at redemption with his dad, that would probably be best case scenario now in the new future. You still get to ride the golden throne, but it sucks now, you idiot. But Tzeentch uses this. Tzeentch uses this to convince him this is what it was always going to be. Your dad knew that. He was just going to imprison you on the throne and torture you forever. So yeah, it's moment of truth time, and Magnus decides, shit, you know what the Emperor said on Nicaea? He said he'd never fucking forgive us if we did this kind of shit. And I didn't have time to explain to him stuff about Magnus and that moment of eye contact we had, so he's going to fucking kill us. We're going to fucking
Horus,
die. Yeah.
So he blocks the future because he accepts the punishment.
Yes, which is truly, I think, incredibly noble. Like this is Magnus really showing how good of a guy he actually is, and that he understands there is no going back. His legion has been irreparably damned by their actions, specifically his actions, but he knows his sons have gone too far. They're not going to change their ways. He knows they deserve punishment and censure, and so he commits to the course of genocide of his own people, basically. He understands what's coming, and he lets it happen.
Kills one of his boys, too, who
Uthazar, the most sensitive of his boys, the mind reader.
Yeah.
Walks up and is like, dude, you seem pretty upset. What's going on, buddy? And Magnus, again, accidentally lets slip his emotional state and state of mind. Uthazar reads it, goes, what did you do? And Magnus crushes him before he can warn anybody about what's to come. Psychically crushes his body and the body of a couple of Terminators with a thought. And it's gnarly, it's sad, and it's ultimately when that Harafnikal and the Space Wolves and Custodians and Sisters of Silence all roll up in their fleets, everything gets fucked. Importantly, Magnus doesn't let the fleet get ambushed. He spreads it out to the furthest reaches of the of the system. So the fleet survives. But Prospero, the planet gets just fucking nuked to fucking shit.
I think he was doing it so there was no resistance orbitally, so it could just be nuked.
No, that is why he did it, but it also saves the fleet simultaneously.
Yeah, it's also very convenient for our rememberancers.
Yeah.
Why didn't Mangus kill like all the people that were like learning of this deception, like all the Astartes? He killed Uthazar.
He doesn't, because the rest of them don't learn until the war starts.
Right,
until the bombs start dropping.
Right, but why doesn't he?
So why doesn't he just kill all his sons?
Yeah.
So yeah, that is what he should have done if this was his course. But he didn't have the heart to do it. I think
He didn't have the heart to do it.
and that's pretty
Armin's
clear
there.
when Ahriman calls out and says, "We need you, Daddy," and he finally listens to his sons. That he never had the heart to actually kill them himself. At best, he could hope to let the Space Wolves do it for him. But even then, he gives in at the end.
Another thing though is like he explains this punishment that like this is the right thing. We need to be punished for our sins.
Yes.
And the theme of the Horus Heresy to me is that the people actually in control of the Imperium and what happens to it are the Astartes and no one else.
Yep. Which is, it's funny that this is ostensibly one of the reasons for the heresy is the Emperor is passing off rulership to mortals,
right? To the bureaucrats.
To the Council of Terra. That's apparently the reason for this war, and yet that is absolutely, you're right. That is the solution to these problems. Like these fucking war maniac, psycho, indoctrinated, genocide machines shouldn't be in charge. Actually, if we're building a utopia, maybe.
Yeah, I made guns that can think for themselves, and now they started shooting me.
Yeah. Yes. What the heck? Yeah.
It's kind of good. I really like this because the Astartes are like, well, we're gonna go down to the last man. We're gonna fucking fight. We're gonna kill as many people as we can.
It's not our fault. It's not our fault, Dad.
And then we proceed to the longest and most boring fucking battle that Graham McNeilll has ever put down on pen and paper.
Disagree.
It is like
I love the War of Prospero.
So many chapters. It just goes on forever, and it obliterates the themes of the books.
What? How? Tell me about that.
So
explain that to me.
There is a reoccurring theme for the Thousand Sons that as soon as they lose their psychic power, they ain't shit.
Yeah.
And so when they have the one guy go against the Null Maiden and 1v1 her and win, it's just he should be losing.
No.
Yes,
no, disagree.
yes,
That's stupid.
yes.
That's a bad interpretation. The Thousand Sons are still Space Marines. We have moments where it's not true at all that they're useless without their powers. Colophus proves himself to be a superlative warrior without his powers. I
kind of read that scene as him almost dying because of his hubris.
Yes, but he was still an incredible warrior. So it makes absolutely perfect sense that a fully augmented captain of a Space Marine Legion, a veteran of hundreds of years of warfare, could take on an unmodified human being. That makes sense. It's more about thematics
for me, and it's not about what is factual in the lore. It is I think it would be so much more effective as soon as they start losing their powers, they're just paper.
Okay, but then how does Phocis Takar die? He becomes a warp spawn freak by giving into his powers too much.
The tutelaries
and
all turn
then
on
he
them.
drops to his knees when he finally when he looks at himself and sees what he's become. He drops to his knees and lets them kill him. That's great. I love that ending for him. I think it's okay that he has great difficulty killing that girl, by the way. The Sister of Silent, it's not easy for him. She successfully impales him with her sword before he kills her. So, I don't know. I think you're off on that one. I think his ending specifically was one of my favorites because he becomes a warp spawn monster who thinks he's reveling in his powers and his glorious victory. He thinks we're finally proving to them how right we are by how powerful we are. And then he looks at himself and sees the horror of what he's done and what he is. And he lets them kill him.
I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying that part is bad. I just think this book,
but you said this is counter to the themes. I disagree.
Well, I need a Space Marine to go down because they lost their powers. Is a part of a theme of this book where it's Armin is specifically warning them not to make their powers their everything.
You need a named character because lots of Thousand Sons die.
I need one of these named characters, and I'm saying that is the exact moment when that should have happened. And it kind of
Okay.
just squanders that really a really interesting moment of like, shit, this Space Marine should have no problem fighting her and like no problem winning, and instead dies. Like, I think that would have been sick. And I'm not saying that it makes like I think his actual ending is also really good. I just think you can have both of those.
Okay.
And it kind of like blows up the theme of, if we make the powers us, then we are kind of useless, which I think is so important to this, that like relying on the warp is their kind of downfall. And I want to see it in multifaceted ways instead of just like the one way of, my vanity, my pride.
The reason why that's not a theme, looking at the broader scope of Warhammer, why that's because I don't think that's the theme here. I don't think the theme is.
I think it's in this book.
I think it's okay.
It's the theme of this
Here's
book.
the problem. Psychic powers are necessary for the Imperium. They are good. Using psychic powers is not inherently bad. And the Thousand Sons are actually right about that. It's not inherently bad to use these psychic powers. It's necessary, and it can be controlled. It can be used wisely. It can be done for good. And they're just not doing that. They're doing it the wrong way. Their hubris has removed any necessary impediments that would allow them to do this ethically or wisely or even remotely safely. So it's not that the magic powers it's not just that they're over reliant on their magic powers. Yes, that's absolutely a present and important part of the story, but I think it's more important that it's not just their over reliance, it's their overindulgence. It's not setting limits for themselves. And so I think that's the more present issue here. I totally hear you.
Both. I think it's both. I think the book sets up both is the thing.
Okay.
And it just like it eschews one of them for a sick battle.
I still think that the over okay, here it is. Calophis' death is where that shows up. Because when Calophis loses his psychic connection to the Titan that he's controlling, because of that shockwave that hits him, when he loses his connection to the warp, everything goes to shit in that instance, and he nuclear detonates, blowing up an entire pyramid of knowledge that he was trying to defend and save.
I mean, that feels more of the overindulgence part.
No, because he loses his powers and he dies. Yes, he bit off more than he could chew, but that's okay. But that's exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what over relying on your powers and then losing them and failing is, because you over relied on them. You bit off more than you could chew.
He over relied on them until he became a psychic nuclear bomb, essentially.
Well, that's what happens to the guy, the scout leader, the Fail Toron. Fail Toron becomes a conduit to the warp power when he starts lightninging shit for the first time, and then he just becomes a bomb. He detonates. The psychic shockwave from that disconnects Calophis from his psychic abilities for a moment. When he loses those powers, he loses everything. And then that shockwave effect is what kicks off like a wave of flesh change in the other guys or something like that. I'm mixing up a couple steps here, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. I still think the theme you're highlighting is present. I just don't think it was the whole focus or point. But, I know that's not the point you're making.
Thing felt like such a dramatic moment for me that it was kind of deflated, and I was like, damn, okay, never mind.
Okay, but my other contention here, you think this is boring. I love this whole section. Like, we see guys fighting for their lives, like barely, people dying in their thousands, innocents being butchered, like the drama of that.
This is the fucking what's it called at the end of Fulgrim? Drop Site Massacre again to me.
I think it's way better than the Drop Site Massacre. There's so much more flavor here with the different magical powers being used. With I like the dramatic, melodramatic descriptions of their powers. Phosis Takar, like psychic cannonballing dudes, force unleashing dudes.
The thing is, I think I would like this a lot better if this was, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 pages shorter. This goes on for like almost 4 chapters.
I liked it. I don't know. I blitzed through these pages. Like, truly, I read this whole thing in one sitting, this whole section in one sitting, and I blitzed through it. I like Calophus psychically piloting a Titan. I did the overwhelming intoxication of that power. I like that description. I love the tutelaries all becoming fully demonic in these scenes and trying to possess their supposed masters, and that the constant tension between them throughout these scenes, where it really becomes just overwhelmingly clear that these guys have, again, bitten off way more than they can chew. They don't understand their own abilities nearly as well as they think they do. And, we watch 3 captains, 3 masters of their cults, just go nuclear because they can't handle what they think they can handle.
Look, I love it when Mashamir Cello psychs up his new type powers in Gundam that he explodes. It's great. I don't know. It didn't hit for me here.
I also really like the final confrontation between Magnus and Lehman Russ, where it goes
like that.
It goes full mythic mode. Like at some points, it's like a wolf god fighting this many-eyed angel fire demon. And then it's just 2 dudes duking it out.
It's great that Armin is the one to break. Magnus is just, damn, my favorite son, my bestest boy. He's crying for me. I need to help. So let me come down from the pyramid like some sort of god of lore.
And as he comes down, it starts raining oily black blood, and the arms of the ghostly dead rise up from the ground to pull the space wolves down into the muck and drown them, as the eyes and faces of hideous leering gods, too large to possibly be real, leer at them from the sky where the stars once stared down. It's like so crazy and horrifying and otherworldly. And then Lehman Russ Bane Batman back breaks Magnus, brings him down on his knee.
Now, so there's something I do have a problem with this fight. We don't hear what they say to each other.
I think that's covered in the companion book, Prospero Burns. Yeah.
God. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll get it then, I guess.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No, you're probably right. I didn't even think about that.
If not, it's definitely covered in another Thousand Sun book that comes much later in the series.
Just have it in your book.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're getting the Midnight Sun of A Thousand Suns.
Yeah, it's big, epic, crazy confrontation, and then not only does Lehman Russ break his back, but as he breaks his back, he shatters into a million psychic pieces or whatever. He dissolves his entire being and pours his soul into his son's rock.
Yeah, Lehman Russ is about to decapitate Magnus, and Magnus gives Airman the eyes, hey, remember that? He
becomes one with the Force.
Yeah, he literally Force ghosts himself into fucking the pendant.
Yeah, and
I literally wrote Mangus Force Ghost.
Yep.
Something we forgot to mention that also kind of destroys the thieves a little bit for me is the fucking scene where Armin is like, everyone gather around. Don't use your powers. Trust me. Don't use your powers. Everyone stop using your powers. And then he sits down and starts meditating, and they're like, what are you doing? He's like, ignoring my own orders. I'm like,
no, how is that not totally on brand with the rest of this book?
It's
what?
Just,
that is this book.
But he should be following what he's saying because he's been saying this the whole book. But we have to have him do his magic power so he can do a 6 soul-ripping move on Weird Make.
So we can show to the audience that Ahriman is not the hero and he is every bit as bad as his dad. That's the point of that moment.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
That is the point. So, unfortunately, again, Faden, this is you need to know 40K. This is a perfect glimpse of the Ahriman that Ahriman becomes by the time we get to 40K. Ahriman is one of the
the arch traitors. He is one of the greatest villains of the Imperium, of the entire galaxy, really. And that's what's being foreshadowed in the prologue and in the afterword, the rubric that's hinted at. It's one of his greatest failures.
Okay.
It's one of the most diabolical things he does.
Sure.
And this moment with Othir Weirdmake, the man who successfully witch hunted him and successfully accurately called him out for being a fucking warlock, he rips his soul from his body and savagely, viciously, cruelly feeds it to demons. And finds satisfaction in that.
Why isn't he just then like, I don't know, fucking go ham, guys? Guess what? All that time I said use your powers, I was fucking wrong. Let's go fucking balls wild.
Well, because the fight's basically done at that point. That's like, after he rips Weirdmake's soul out of his body, there's barely any fighting left before Magnus comes down and has his final confrontation with Russ.
I guess. I don't know. It just feels a little, it just feels a little at odds with itself in a way that I guess it's because because the future is known.
I think, I guess, but I mean, I really, even if not that, I think that is the message of this book, is that this guy who thinks himself the hero, who thinks himself the clear-minded, clairvoyant, future-seeing genius who really does know better than everybody else, kind of definitively proves that he is every bit the spiteful, self-obsessed asshole, hypocritical asshole that he's upset with all his brothers for being. He's upset with his dad for being. He's that guy too.
I guess
that is this
the
book.
Lineage of dads, right?
Yeah.
Dad saying use the powers,
sins of the
but
father.
don't. And then the next dad saying I'm using the powers, but you don't. And then Armin being the next dad to his son saying don't use the powers, but I am.
It reminds me of that scene in the animated Beowulf. I think it's John Malkovich's character. The sins of the father. The sins of the father.
Yeah, I never looked at that Beowulf
sins
movie.
of the father. You have not seen the animated Beowulf?
It looks awful. Why would I?
It's a movie to watch.
Okay.
I low key like it. We should watch it sometime.
Let me read the book first.
You've never read Beowulf? What the
No.
fuck? Did you go to high school in America?
Yeah, most people don't read Beowulf. I didn't go to
That
a
is
rich high
absolutely
school.
not true. Most people in America read an abridged Beowulf in America. That is 100% normal American lit or British lit culture.
Yeah, I am slightly older than you, and they did change.
1 year older than me.
Oh, it's only 1 year. Okay, I didn't remember.
And my dad learned Beowulf, and the generations in between us learned Beowulf. Your school's different. Yeah, at your school it wasn't. In most schools in America, this is a part of your average
We did
Brit Lit
Macbeth
course.
instead.
So it's actually, interestingly enough, Macbeth and Beowulf are often both in the same teaching unit in American English classrooms in high schools because it's early Brit Lit. So you'll start with Beowulf, you'll do Chaucer, and then you move on to Shakespeare.
Never did
and
Chaucer.
And then eventually you'll get to other later more modern authors.
I have not read a single Chaucer thing in my life.
You've never read the Canterbury Tales?
Correct. I did say I never
Wow.
read a single Chaucer thing in my life.
Well, I mean, I didn't know if you just didn't know that was Chaucer. But anyway.
I know who Chaucer is. He was in A Knight's Tale.
I don't know what you don't know, okay? So anyway. Anyway.
The Magnus teleports them, and he's like, welcome to the planet of sorcerers, idiots.
Yep. Welcome to crazy magic tower world.
Sure.
And some of you won't have your mouths anymore. You'll just be eyeballs because flesh change, you're gonna flesh change.
How did... I'm just over here like I don't understand.
What do you not understand? The
I don't know.
teleportation spell?
Well, it just doesn't feel like throughout this book that Magnus has a plan B of if all goes to shit, we're going to the fucking planet of sorcerers.
Well, so here's the thing. We don't know how much of this he had a plan for.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
This
is a mystery.
literally could have been a last-minute improvisation. Like, I will teleport you out. Who knows where we're going? And guess what? The planet of the sorcerers is a planet that was destined for the Thousand Suns and is controlled by Tzeentch. So
That makes sense.
I can't remember exactly if this is covered in a later book, but my hot take is that his plan was get us out is the spell I'm going to cast. Get us out. And Tzeentch is going to take us where he takes us.
Or Tzeentch was like, hey, I can save you all.
Yeah, something like that. Almost certainly is what happened.
You already came this far. Keep going.
Yeah. But yeah, by the time they get to this point, there are, I think, what is it, barely 1,300 of them left.
They're back to 1,000 suns.
Yep, and then they get to the planet and they have to cull a few hundred flesh changed boys.
Should I say the epilogue?
Yeah.
Armin is going to build the Rubrics in order to do what Magnus couldn't. Whatever
rubric.
the fuck that means. The rubric.
Rubric.
The rubric.
Yeah, so I guess you don't know the rubric, do you?
I have no fucking clue what any of this means.
Yeah, you don't know the rubric Marines. You don't know what it means to say all is dust.
I think the title of this podcast is called The Lost and the Damned, not The Knower and the Damned.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. I mean, okay, but again, I don't know what random things you have been exposed to or not. Because
that's true. That's true.
That's just the nature of Warhammer. And also,
the nature of
again,
Warhammer.
you've played Rogue Trader, and a lot of lore is in Rogue Trader, and I don't know how much of it stuck to you.
That assumes that game didn't stick to me outside of Elf Daddy, please stab me.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
You gotta remember it's my
I forgot how fucking sex-brained you are. Yeah, I often forget how sex-brained you are. You are absolutely sex-brained.
Point to one thing I said in this entire podcast that was sex-brained, Phil.
You know what? You're right. I can't think of a single example. You're right. Damn, you got me there.
Romance-brained just because sex is a part of it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm sex-brained.
Yeah, you're definitely not both romance and sex-brained.
Hey, now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch yourself.
Yeah, he's going to make a rubric, and it's definitely not going to fuck anything up. It's going to solve all the problems. 100% the flesh change will be resolved. We're done with that now.
Can I read a soliloquy?
Do it.
This is from The End of the Tempest. This is by Prospero.
Yes.
Now my chains are all overthrown, and what strength I have's mine own. Which is most faint, now 'tis true, I must be here confined by you. Or sent to Naples, let me not, since I have my dukedom got. And pardon the deceiver dwell in this bare island by your spell. But release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails. Which was to please, now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant. And my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pieces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardon be, let your indulgence set me free.
Well, whoever wrote that nonsense clearly was inspired by Graham McNeilll.
It's like just right there, like for Prospero's speech at the end. It's like, yep, there it is.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah,
like,
Graham loves him some Shakespeare. People, did you know?
This is also the most Shakespearean in a lot of instances, especially with the court scenes, especially with Magnus like talking to all of his sons. How like, yes, I have doomed us, and we all must die. And then like just kind of the arc of what happens with Prospero, of him regaining kind of a new kingdom, but he's still kind of bound. It's great.
Fate, man. Fate's a bitch.
That's good Warhammer.
This is good Warhammer. This honestly, this still holds up as one of my all-time favorite Warhammer novels.
Shame about the battles.
It's a shame you didn't like them. I ate them up.
I liked some of the battles, just not the ending.
Sure.
And the strike ones.
So that's basically all of the battles.
I like the Titan fight.
So you liked the fight at the very beginning between infantry and titans,
And the bug
then you
fight.
liked the bug fight. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And good for Graham. A lot of this book wasn't fighting,
no, it wasn't.
but he was
This
really saving it for
big,
the end, huh?
Big fat beefy book, and it's mostly words. Mostly
It's
dialogue.
mostly words. It's
Yeah,
so
what's up with
true.
that? No pictures. I can't believe that. Yeah. Bring the pictures back. Yeah.
What is our next book, Uncle?
I think next is Nemesis, right?
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Also, a contender for one of the coolest covers in this series so far.
Yes, this one's a cool cover, but I don't. My memories of this book are that I hated it. We'll see.
Let me read the cover description. After the horrors of Istvan V, Horus declares outright war against the Imperium. In the shadows of the Emperor's palace, powerful figures convene. Their plan is to send a team of assassins to execute the arch-traitor Horus and end the war for the galaxy of mankind before it even begun. But what they cannot know is that another assassin is aboard already, with his sights firmly set on killing the Emperor. That sounds fun.
It does sound fun.
This sounds like right up my alley.
So yes, I thought this was gonna be a great one the first time. This is another one I've read it a long time ago. It's been a long time. Who knows? Maybe I'll like it the second time through. But my memory was I hated the prose.
Oh no!
Yeah.
This one,
Which is interesting because this is James
by-
Swallow who
Yeah,
wrote
this
The
is
Flight of the
James
Eisenstein.
Swallow. What?
Yeah. Again, this is just my memory. I could be misremembering. Maybe my first reading was just a bad experience for other reasons. That often happens to me. I will often dislike a piece of media because bad things are happening in my life when I'm consuming it.
That's normal.
So-
I think that's literally everyone.
I guess so. But yeah,
I was
I
being
don't
called a
have fond
nerd at the
memories.
pool when I was reading The Burning of Prospero. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, I don't have fond memories of Nemesis. So we'll see. Maybe it's great. Maybe hopefully there are moments I missed.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love assassins. I love thrillers. This will be fun. Do we have anything we want to plug, promote, shout out?
If the air is on fire around you and there's smoke everywhere, don't go fucking outside. And if you have to, wear a mask.
Yep, seconded.
Yep. It's also been crazy fucking hot out this summer. It's probably just going to keep being hot for the rest of our lives.
Yep.
Especially in the summer. Make sure you're always drinking lots of water.
And
you are wearing
electrolytes when you're sweating a lot.
Yes. Replace your electrolytes.
Listen to Club Flashpoint. We have a video game club podcast. We sometimes talk about Warhammer, but more importantly, we don't. So please listen to that podcast.
Sure. Oh, if you've got butt parasites, tell your doctor.
That too. Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah. Goodbye. Bye.